Hoppy 5 a.m. How early did you get in that day, by the way?
Probably 3:30.
How long did you do sign-on shift?
I signed on like 7 years.
Not all.
6 days a week for 7 years.
Lightweight.
I know. Couldn't do it now. Now when I wake up at 3:30 is to go to the bathroom. And go back to bed.
Welcome to the 2 o'clock hour, Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com on a Wednesday, and I apologize because Stephanie Pauly is our producer, one of the producers of the show, and normally she has everything. We have a thing we call the run sheet, when we have who we're calling and what we're doing and so on. And so, and Stephanie, I don't even know whether you know this, I did the run sheet today, and I put the wrong date on. I put 2025 on it. Because how many of us in modern day actually write the date out anymore? I mean, you did it when you were in school. You did it back when people wrote checks and whatever. This may have been the first day that I have written the date down, and I was responsible for putting together the sheet. And my co-host, the lovely and talented AB, starts the show by saying January 24th, 2025, because she read it directly off the sheet. And it is indeed the year of our Lord, 2026.
Oh, yeah, he did find something out. Something, you're related to Thomas Jefferson?
Well, no, I'm not related to Thomas Jefferson, but I am related to Samuel Kercheval, who was a historian.
I'm going to tell you something about Samuel Kercheval. Him and Jefferson out smoking corn silk. Kercheval told him, Thomas, I don't know about this country. Might want to start again.
He could.
So I don't have a monitor here, so I really can't see what happens at the beginning of the show. Mm-hmm. So at what point do I pop up? When the music starts and Mr. Announcer comes on?
Yeah.
So they see all the little panic things that I do that I'm still in the process of setting up?
Yes. They see you shuffle about uncomfortably. They see you blow the dust off your headphones. They see you put in like 2 cough drops at the same time.
Oh, yeah. I don't do 2 at the same time. Yeah. Okay. All right. I don't know that. I should probably... Now, these shows are archived, right? So I can go back and watch them.
Yes.
So I could live this show in real time and then go home and, when I say something to Linda like, hey, did you hear when I did this? And I don't watch it. Well, let's get in front of the TV and watch me do it again for 3 straight hours.
Yes, it's archived just like the audio podcast.
Ah, that's right.
And see, this is the thing that gets the NCAA in trouble, when it goes to court here. Is there a clock or not? Greg, we talk about the clock all the time. Mm-hmm. If he began in 2019, the clock should have run out, whether he's played the 4 years or not. And that's part of the argument, because some guys go right through the clock, right? TJ Finley, we've mentioned many times on this show. 7th team coming up this year. He's playing for Incarnate Word. He's played 7 seasons at 7 different schools. Now, why hasn't his clock started? Why doesn't he have the 5-year clock? So if you're Aguilar, I get it.
He just bouncing him off the ropes. Somebody save this man. Oh, my Lord. Oh. Very nice, very nice. He hit him with everything he didn't want.
Ten seconds remaining.
There'll be a direct snap here.
Snap back. It's Tyler. Tyler fakes the run. He throws. He's got an open man. Pass top 10. 5. End zone. It's a touchdown. Pulled in by Nestor. 3 seconds left.
Are you kidding me with the play call right there by Kevin Whiteman? Again, forget the game-winning field goal. Whiteman says, we're going to try and win this thing right now. The direct snap to Tyler sucked everybody up, and Nestor slips behind. What an unbelievable gutsy play call, and then perfect execution by these Falcons.
Things aren't always going to be great. And sometimes, you can work really, really hard and it's still not great. You're still not successful. But, if you continue to do it, one way or another, things are going to be work out. You're going to be successful. And it may not be in the world's eyes, but God's made us this way. He's blessed us with so many things, and I think that's one of our attributes that we need to have is we're going to continue to work. We're going to continue to work hard, and if it doesn't work out exactly how we want, just keep plugging away because God's got better plans.
This is Metro News Hotline, presented by Salango Law. Metro News Hotline is a 3-hour audio tour navigating the world of sports, news, entertainment, tech, and more from a Mountain State point of view. For your entertainment, Hotline is a no politics zone. You can join the conversation. Text the show at 304-825-5304. 304-TALK 304. Or call 800-765-8255. Here's the host for Metro News Hotline, Dave Weekly.
All right, hello, West Virginia. We're back for more in the 304. Time to get it done in the 681. Time to start this 3-hour audio tour for Monday, February 16th, 2026. Metro News Hotline comes to you from the Salango Law Studios. Visit salangolaw.com. Here we go, another week. Ready to get into another week on Monday on the program. Coop, how'd your weekend go?
It was good.
Going good?
Yeah.
Fam good?
Yeah, everybody seems to be good. It was nice to be able to see the ground all weekend and to be able to leave the house without having to take ski supplies and things. It was nice.
I know. Be ready for the old Metro News hotline to be ringing because Stephanie's in the box today.
Oh, yes.
So she'll be calling in at some point. Feeling a little Guidry-ish out there, little Louisiana Lightning-ish, 49 degrees. Seems warmer, doesn't it? Seem warmer to you?
That seemed about right.
Does it?
I took a little. I had to go down to the peanut shop. I hadn't got snacks in a long time, and so I had to go down to the peanut shop and get some snacks. And it seemed about 50ish. It seemed about right.
Okay. How did your girls handle their gifts on Valentine's Day?
Oh,
Were
it
they
was all
excited?
good. Oh yeah, it was all good. They got specialty chocolates and cookies and different things like that, and that went over very well. My wife's gift to me every year is she makes the most delicious lasagna ever, like a full pan of lasagna. That lasagna is like a $70 lasagna this year. It's ridiculous.
What?
I mean, if you don't have the stuff like we did, I mean, the lasagna is expensive now, is what I'm saying. Like once you get into a couple pounds of meat and you get all the sauce and stuff you need and the different cheeses and stuff like that, and you can't buy the exact amount that you need. I mean, you can to some degree, but you have to buy on some of the ingredients you get if you don't have them in the house. It's an expensive lasagna now, man.
All right, but
it used to be a $40 lasagna. Now it's almost a $70 lasagna.
$70 lasagna, but you probably have some left over.
Oh yeah. We in fact we eat about half of it. She makes a giant pan of it,
right?
And then we freeze the other half, and we'll warm it up like around my birthday, which is in August. And it's just as good, man. That thing keeps great in the freezer.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah,
it does sound pretty good. What is Essie's concept of Valentine's Day? What does she think Valentine's Day is?
Just the I mean, what everybody thinks, the commercial version of buying people stuff. It's like a slightly lesser version of Christmas, like every holiday is to kids anymore, because we've just commercialized everything out to insane degrees. And so my wife has never been huge on demanding everything on Valentine's Day. Usually before the kid, we would go out to dinner. That was our thing. And with the kid now, we have gone to dinner, but usually I just do some extravagant chocolates. I'll go to the chocolate shop here in downtown Charleston and get some fancy chocolates over there, and maybe like some other pastries from another place or something like that. That's pretty much all that we do.
I was just wondered what a 7-year-old thinks about these holidays.
Yeah, to her it's just like, hey, Daddy, can I get a stuffed animal or whatever? You know, it's like, can I have a stuffed animal with a heart on it? I mean, to her it's just another way to ask for a gift of some kind for the most part. You know, I mean, that's what everything is.
President's Day. Today is President's Day. Do you think there was ever a time in your life that you knew all the presidents in order?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
When I was a kid, my dad would get up, and I would get up before my dad, and I would be in the kitchen probably around 7 o'clock, and he would leave for the office to go to Clarksburg from our house in Bridgeport at 7:30 on the dot every single day. And so in those days, the back of the Cheerios box would have all the presidents.
Oh, yeah.
So it was like a constant conversation between himself and me about, well, let's have it.
Isn't that useful though? Isn't that useful to have
It
there
sort of
as the
is.
reference on the back of the cereal box? When I was younger, I spent all my brain cells. I could do at one point in my life, I could do every Super Bowl winner.
Yeah.
And the score, and every World Series winner, and the games, and like 4-3,
Right.
or whatever it was. I could do that up until a certain degree. I couldn't do presidents, but I could do World Series winners and Super Bowl winners, no problem.
Yeah, it's like at the beginning, you could do all the Super Bowl winners. I probably was good for this, probably up to like Super Bowl 10, But now if you said Super Bowl 38, like what?
I mean, whatever Super Bowl whatever Super Bowl it was in like 85 or 87 or something like that. I mean, we were into the Super Bowls by then. I could do all of them up until that point.
You know where they lost us? Roman numerals.
Yeah, what is with the Roman numerals?
Well, that's supposed to make it like super, super special.
Yeah, all it does is make it super dumb. I mean, nobody uses Roman numerals
I know.
anymore. What's
so
the
when I
point?
would write something out for the show about Super Bowl 36 or 37, that's the Patriots run in there. I'd basically have to like look at the Roman numerals and then put the regular number in parentheses, or I would always get it wrong.
I mean, what kind of pretentious stuff is that anyway? It's like, here we are over in the United States. We roll out with the imperial measurements, and we have no issue with any of that at all. If we need a little metric, we'll sprinkle a little metric in every once in a while. But what's this? Why are we downloading Roman numerals? What is the point of that?
I heard a pretty good conversation, a pretty good rant about this a couple of weeks ago. I probably should have put it in my notes for the week before the Super Bowl, about when the NFL starts throwing its weight around and referring to itself as the National Football League.
I just realized I had Stephanie the Box on the wrong line. Sorry, Stephanie.
What?
That's why I couldn't hear myself.
Well, it's Monday.
Well,
it's Monday.
We had to switch the sides of the lines in here, and I'm just now getting used to it. So it's
That's
my
fine.
fault.
So my claim to fame, not the presidents or the Super Bowl, but I know all the lyrics and I can write it down of Bon Jovi's "Living on a Prayer."
Well, that's not nothing. That's.
I believe it starts with "Whoa."
Yeah, it's like
Whoa. Yeah.
like whoa. Was that was that song the one that he was featured in the ad in the Super Bowl?
I don't know. I
Well,
didn't watch
there's
the
an
Super
ad
Bowl.
where he's like driving around with the one of the the guy who sells insurance, the guy who wears the red shirt, State Farm, the State Farm guy.
Yeah.
Does he still do all of his songs like Skippy Doo Bop, or did he go back to doing normal versions?
I think we're still in the Skippy Doo Bop
Good
era.
Lord, man!
Yeah.
If somebody has ever
Skippy
blown up
Doo-Bop.
his song catalog before, it was that cat.
Yeah, man. And it's really sad to see Bon Jovi with all that hair be gray.
The gray hair's fine if he would
I
just
know.
sing a rock song again.
Well, but
He had to have third surgery, so that's why he's not. They're
I
going
know.
to
I know. But back to the point about saying the National Football League. When you say that you look out. This is how we do things in the National Football League. Oh, I almost
kind of like calling himself a third person.
Yeah, that's exactly because when does anybody? You never hear like in the NBA All-Star Weekend this weekend. Did anybody refer like this is how we do things in the National Basketball Association? You never hear that phrase. We have Todd Wright on the show occasionally.
Yeah.
Do you know he was the first guy in the history of ESPN radio to refer to the NBA as the association?
You taught me that. I didn't know that. But
You did
taught
not?
me
That's
that.
true.
Yeah, you taught me that.
And when we had him on, I think the last time I just referenced that, and he was so happy.
Yeah, I remember that. That was good stuff.
He was really happy about that. So I heard Dave Allen talk about the Daytona 500 yesterday. Coop, I'm so glad NASCAR's back. Man, I've missed it. I have missed it so much. And the race yesterday was great for so many reasons. By the way, you didn't watch the race, right?
No.
Kurt Russell's everywhere. He's everywhere. I guess he's got a new TV show coming on, and he's got other stuff that he's doing. He's all over the commercials now. It's like one of those things. Maybe he changed agents.
Yeah, that's weird. What's he doing?
Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's almost like he got McConaughey's agent or something. Like suddenly he's on all the commercials. He's got a TV show going. I guess maybe he's transitioning from like he can't be. He's not a movie star that can carry a movie.
I tell you, without the NFL being on, there is like and even usually when I watch the NFL, I watch the Red Zone a lot of the time. So I didn't watch it with regular TV. I never watch linear TV anymore. So like,
is that right?
Like commercials and all this stuff. Like I never see most of that stuff. But yeah, that was. I forgot what you were talking about.
Well, speaking about commercials on streaming services, this happened to me yesterday. I tried to watch a little of the NBA All-Star Game, but I switched over in the middle, so I didn't know which of the three teams was doing what, and it's a round robin, and when did this start, and when is it going to end? And it just sort of reminded me that, you know what, everybody's been telling me about this great series about the ABA that's on Prime. And so I went over there and I watched the very first one, and it is great.
Oh, nice.
It is great, but I kind of forgot. I don't really watch a lot of stuff on Prime, and they do have commercials over there. The only thing I ever...
Well, you can get them without commercials, but it's more money.
I know, but I'm too cheap to do that.
Well, all my streaming stuff has commercials, including HBO and stuff.
Do you watch, Coop, you watch a lot of stuff on Prime? About the only thing I watch over there is like football. And basketball now.
What I generally use Prime for is that's where I buy all my movies. So if I buy things digitally, I usually just buy them all on Prime because I've had that account forever, and so I have a bunch of stuff on there. So I have a bunch of movies and TV shows that I've bought that I can go find on Prime. And also, usually, if there's something that's near run in the theater that comes out, you know how they'll have these movies that are still in the theater, but they'll come out and you can get them for like $20. And various services offer them, but usually I'll choose Amazon to get them through if I go through.
All right, that's my problem. That you touched on it. When I go to Amazon Prime, they don't do a good job of showing me the things that come with my subscription. Like the first things you see on the page is like, hey, this is available for you to buy for $20.
Apple does this too.
What? That's not why I'm here, man. Where's the wrecking crew?
I don't know how many times I've clicked it and I want to watch this, and I click and it's like, you have to get stars. And I'm like, I don't want. Why did you put it on my front page then? If I need stars, I don't want stars.
I don't want stars.
Because when they first came out with Amazon Prime TV, you could watch pretty much anything except for some of the movies you had to buy. But now, pretty much everything you have to buy.
You know what's really if you dig, and they don't make this clear enough either. If you dig down deep enough into it, there's a bunch of live TV channels.
Yeah.
Okay, and some of those are actually pretty entertaining. So.
Yeah, I just 2 weekends ago restructured everything I did for streaming and got rid of a couple services. Got a lot better deals on some other ones. Got commercial free on a few of them.
That's good.
I felt like I did pretty good and ended up saving some money and getting rid of a few of these things. But Prime made the cut. It's not as easy as it used to be. Prime used to be an automatic win because of the shipping side and stuff like that. But,
yeah.
I mean, the shipping side has fallen off so much that's not as much as a consideration anymore. I mean, you basically get the same.
Original days, the 4 days.
Yeah, but you've got a side service, right? You're on Walmart too, aren't you?
Yeah.
So that makes a difference. I would imagine the pool of people who have both Walmart and Prime is probably relatively small.
Yeah, maybe so.
Probably relatively.
I basically get Walmart for free though. So
do
no
you?
Reason. I mean, by the time that all my benefits cash out every month, it's less than I would have, or I end up paying for the service itself. So yeah, I don't have any problem with that.
So we're going to talk about the Daytona 500 and the Sound of Sports. I'm not going to go too far down the rabbit hole with this, but man, I was just so happy to have the race back, and there was no rain delay, and there weren't a lot of wrecks. I mean, there were a couple of big wrecks. It's a super speedway. You're going to have wrecks. And there were plenty of celebrities there. The place was packed. It was completely sold out. They say if you totaled it all up with the people who were on the infield, it was probably like 150,000 people there yesterday. So that was really, really good.
Now I don't want to be super somber, but one thing that just happened this afternoon, for me personally anyway, it's kind of hard. One of my favorite actors of all time, Robert Duvall, passed away.
Yeah.
95, right?
Yeah, man. And man, he's been in so many great movies and was just such a consummate professional, such a great actor. The Apostle was still one of my favorite movies, and he did everything with that. He starred in it, he wrote it, he directed it, he produced it. I thought that was fantastic. Of course, all of the Godfather films and everything that he did.
Lonesome Dove.
But, I mean, just to think that he got his start in that same New York City troupe that Dustin Hoffman and Gene Hackman were in, and they all basically came up together, and they were all just they're all just such wonderful actors. And although, I mean, we just talked about Boo Radley on the show last week, right?
Yeah.
And he played Boo Radley in To Kill a Mockingbird. That's one of his early roles. I mean, literally one of my favorite actors of all time. And it's kind of I mean, I know he's older and wasn't doing a lot of movies that much anymore, but that's a real gut punch, man. I love Robert Duvall.
Yeah, he's so great in
and
everything.
a real cowboy. You know, in this era of Stetson hats and cowboy actors and stuff like that, Robert Duvall may not have been the guy with the big mustache and the big hat on, but was a real true life cowboy. That's all he wanted to do was live around his horses, man. Live on his farm.
Yeah,
he lived in Virginia, I think.
That's fantastic. You know, when I heard that Robert Duvall had died, within the first 5 minutes, if you follow me on X, I put that scene up where he cleans out the bar in Secondhand Lines with Michael Caine.
Yeah.
And when I thought about it, I thought, man, I hope people who look at that just enjoy it for what it is. And it's not a statement as to that's the greatest scene he ever did, because it's not. It's really not.
There's just so many.
I mean, how many? He basically stole. How many scenes did he steal in like Days of Thunder?
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, I don't know that when you look at the list and you think about like the pre-assigned roles on like Apocalypse Now, you have never known that he would walk away from that from being the guy that you remember. You know, I mean, sure, you got Brando and Sheen and everybody that's in that thing, but Duvall was awesome in that film.
Yeah, he was so good and such a great actor, and just I don't know. There was just something about. He's one of those guys, kind of like John Wayne, where in every role he played, there was something. There was the similar something, right?
Yeah,
you know.
To me, it was always like sort of almost like a. I don't even know what it was. Like I don't want to say regular guy vibe, but it was like it was this.
A regular, tough guy.
Yeah,
vibe.
like a grounded vibe that made just something that made him realistic in the way that he acted in his films. Just forever one of my favorite actors, and man, I'm just sad to see him gone.
Now I'm sure because literally he had to have made over 100 films.
Oh, I'm sure.
Right?
Yeah,
okay.
I'm sure.
So, but how many of those films that Robert Duvall made do we think about where he's a bad guy?
Oh, yeah, right.
Because he's not really
not much.
He's a tough guy.
Right.
He's a tough guy with a good soul, but I can't I'm sure there's some movie where he was a bad guy, but I don't remember that, you know.
Yeah, I just like Tender Mercies was so awesome.
Tender Mercies is great.
Lonesome Dove, he was amazing in that. I mean, just gosh.
The Great Santini.
Yes.
You know, there's just so many movies. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad we got a chance to talk about that. So by the end of next week, we will actually have live Major League Baseball spring training games.
I have them queued up in my. I might I'm probably able to sneak a couple of them in before the tournament comes to town.
Okay.
Usually I don't get many of them in because the boys and girls basketball tournament comes to town and takes up my airways for a while. But I might be able to get a couple of them in.
Well, I forgot about this. We talked about it last week. Every year at spring training we hear the same stories. It's always like, hey man, this guy's in the best shape of his life. You know, there's a guy who had a bad year or whatever. Suddenly he comes to camp and he's lost 30 pounds. And they're like, look at Fred. He looks fantastic.
And how many former top prospects do we have looking to make a bounce back this year? Oh, my goodness. That is such a common thread.
Yeah, let's see. I just saw Adam Frazier signed with the Angels. You know, there's a perfect guy, right? And, but the phrases that we always use every year at spring training, I heard another one this morning I completely forgot about. He's hitting cars in the parking lot.
Oh, yeah, great.
Okay?
Yeah,
there
great.
you go. It's
there you go.
Man, he was, blank was in the cage this morning, and he's hitting the ball so far. He is hitting the ball into the parking lot and banging off cars. So I guess maybe where I heard that was Marcell Ozuna has officially signed with the Pirates.
Right.
So to make room on the 40-man roster for Ozuna, they had to cut Jack Suwinski. And Jack Suwinski was kind of like a Rubik's Cube, man. When he was really good, it was like, oh, man, it's all coming together. And he was like one of the last players the Pirates had from a really, really bad trade. That happens too, right? It's like when you break up with your girlfriend, it's like she's got that one really thing you really like, and it's like, I don't know, I just can't. Yeah. And Jack Suwinski, he was like was like your ex-girlfriend a little bit. You know?
What I like about the players that you sign this time of year is you always go to like Baseball Reference and you look at their best year. Okay, well this is the guy we got.
That's right.
You always look at their best year. Oh, well this is the guy we got. You know, Nathaniel Lowe's going to come in for the Reds and he's going to hit like 26 homers this year.
That's right. Yeah, that's exactly right. You look at his best year and you think he's going to do at least that on my favorite team.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's true. Jeff Jenkins is here for a news update. Jeff, did you go to spring training last year or was it 2 years ago?
Been a couple of years, 3 years ago, I think.
Do you think you ever want to go back?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to have games at the end of this week.
Yes. Yeah, I think Saturday the Reds play the Guardians.
Oh, the Guardians.
Coming up on Saturday. They play games at the same place there.
Pirates play the O's next Saturday. That's their first game.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up in the news? What's going on?
Got a terrible wreck, I-79 southbound, not far from the Prickett's Fort exit. So they're diverting traffic southbound at the Goshen Road exit. They've got both south lanes blocked, a tractor trailer and a pickup truck. A medical examiner's been called.
Okay.
So that's a bad wreck there. And several things from the legislature today. And what we're watching this hour, and we'll have a story coming up, is that the Senate Finance Committee meets, and they do have a tax cut bill on the agenda. Of course, that's been a big talk. Governor's been pushing for a 10% tax cut. They've got a bill on the agenda in Senate Finance this afternoon that we're watching.
All right, we'll be watching that at the website as well. Jeff, thank you.
Okay.
Let's take a break. Back with more in a moment. Stay tuned.
Metro News Hotline, brought to you by Salango Law, will return right after these messages.
Trojan Landing Marine is now Charleston's newest power sports dealership.
We now feature a full line of sleek Suzuki street bikes and four-wheelers. We're now offering the innovative riding experience of Benda motorcycles. The next step in motorcycle evolution with all-electric Zero high-performance bikes. We've now got Segway vehicles starting as low as $10,000. Come in and check out our great selection of high-quality Benelli and Royal Enfield bikes. Visit Trojan Landing in Charleston, now your water, road, and dirt dealership.
New year, new trucks. Start your year off with a new truck from Dan Cava Toyota World. Now lease a 2025 Tacoma for as low as $299 a month. Save over $7,500 off on select Tundras or get 2.99% for 72 months. It's your last chance to get a gas model 2025 RAV4. Don't miss out. Come experience cars you can count on year after year. Dan Cava, Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the road.
5, 3,
all the sports West Virginia is talking about.
Nikki Izzo-Brown, coach of the nationally ranked WVU women's soccer team.
I think they're just having a very good understanding of each other.
Join Kyle Wiggs, Brett Howe, and Coach Hunter weeknights for Sportsline on Metro News Television. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com.
Complicated relationship with food. My job was to talk to heart failure patients about diet and exercise. I felt like, why would you listen to me? Because I was not following a diet that was healthy for me. I needed help. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 175 pounds. I feel like I'm free. They hold the skill, they hold the tools, and they're waiting for you to come say that you need the help.
Stike Wealth Enhancement Group is now Wealth Enhancement, and we craft detailed financial plans for people like you because you're building your retirement your way. You deserve advice that's built to handle what your life brings. To meet with your Stike team advisor, call us at 304-443-4240 or email stike-info@wealthenhancement.com.
For your daily fix of sports in West Virginia, there's only one stop. Sportsline on Metro News Television. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com. Join Kyle Wiggs, Coach Hunter, and Brett Howe weeknights for Sportsline on Metro News Television.
Wounded Warrior Project helps post 9/11 veterans and their families realize what's possible. With support and resources that bring warriors together and empower them to become stronger, both inside and out.
It's possible to begin healing, to get the help you need, to find peace.
And as each warrior's needs evolve, so do we. Because these last 20 years are just the beginning. Learn more at woundedwarriorproject.org/possible.
Anyone can choose to make a difference. You can help people succeed, rebuild after disasters, protect the environment, or feed the hungry. Not only will you make a difference for others, but for yourself. You can earn money for college, learn career skills, and make friendships that last a lifetime. Make a difference. Choose your future. Choose AmeriCorps.
West Virginia Metro News, I'm Jeff Jenkins. The medical examiner's on the scene of a bad wreck on Interstate 79 near the Monongalia-Marion County line. Reporter Mike Knowlting of Metro News affiliate WAJR in Morgantown says the crash involved a tractor-trailer and pickup truck. He says it has the southbound lanes blocked.
Diverting traffic off at the Goshen Road exit from southbound I-79 in southern Mon County in order to avoid that crash that is in the northern part of Marion County.
The wreck occurred at about 1:15 this afternoon. Long floor sessions today in both the House of Delegates and State Senate. The Senate Finance Committee this hour taking up an income tax cut bill and the Senate's version of the budget bill, while the House Education Committee set to take up a school aid funding formula bill this hour. Watch for stories coming later at WVMetroNews.com. Meanwhile, State School Board President Paul Hardesty says he will be sending a letter to Governor Patrick Morrisey and legislative leaders urging a sit-down discussion on the future of education. Hardesty says he sees three main issues.
The school aid formula, first and foremost. Next is the over-regulation in the West Virginia Code. We have one of the most over-regulated education models in the country. And the third is we cannot continue with a 55-county delivery model for public education.
Hardesty says he spoke to Governor Morrisey via text over the weekend. You're listening to Metro News for 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.
I'm Chris Lawrence, and the great outdoors is coming inside. Join me at the 24th Annual West Virginia Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoor Sports Show presented by Can-Am, March 7th and 8th at Milan Park in Morgantown. More than 100,000 square feet of fishing gear and hunting supplies, outfitters and charter boats, ATVs, campers and tractors, guns, knives, and much more, all under one roof. An outdoorsman's paradise. The West Virginia Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoor Sports Show, March 7th and 8th in Morgantown.
It's 2 hours of sports conversation to wrap up your weekend. It's the CityNet Sunday Night Sports Line. Hey, this is Travis Jones. Join myself and Greg Hunter every Sunday night from 6:06 until 8 o'clock as we wrap up the sports weekend. We talk Mountaineers, high school, Mountain East Conference, and the latest in the national scene. The Sunday Sports Line is listener interactive. You can call or text the show at 304-TALK-304. It's a perfect weekend sports wrap-up on your favorite Metro News affiliate, or watch the show at WVMetroNews.com.
All right, welcome back to the show. 26 minutes till the hour. Coop, our listeners are the best. They are the absolute best. When we were talking about Robert Duvall and Robert Duvall as a villain, that perked some people up. We'll get into that in just a sec. We'll set our question of the day, which is about coffee today. We're talking about coffee today. And that's kind of appropriate because we got Paul Smith. Chef Paul Smith will be here at the top of the 4 to talk about food prep, the restaurant business here in West Virginia. And one of the topics we're going to have for Paul today Is salt, just talking about something simple as salt. Is kosher salt just simply like big salt? Is it just big salt?
You know, Chef Paul is a huge fan of the kosher salt.
I know he is.
He says
Dickinson salt.
He says table salt is worthless.
Yeah. And so we're going to be talking a little bit about pink salt. We're going to talk a little bit about salt today.
I thought you were going to talk about salt and coffee.
Oh, no. See, I don't do that.
If you take, you don't need much. You take like an eighth of a teaspoon or something, like a pinch basically, of the kosher salt, and you put it in the top of your coffee grind. And basically any grind that you have, it could be like the old grind from the store that's a little stale or whatever. It mellows it out, makes it taste a lot better.
You know what? Linda was telling me that today when I ran this topic by her. And I said, I'll have to try that. And her eyes got big, and she said, no.
No salts for you.
No, you already eat too much salt anyway.
I learned it from Alton Brown, and I tried it, and sure enough, it works.
Yeah, one of the other things we're going to have for Paul today, guess how many different varieties of Cheez-Its there are?
Oh, my.
Guess how many varieties of Cheez-Its there are?
Honestly, too many. Because
yes, that's correct.
Sort of like Oreo, there's not much better than the original.
That is the correct answer. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. Oh, okay, Robert Duvall. It was ironic that I mentioned that Duvall's movie persona was similar to John Wayne's in some manner, because I'd forgotten about he played the bad guy in True Grit. He's Ned Pepper in the original True Grit. That's right. And somebody brought this up too. He was the bad guy in Joe Kidd. In fact, you know what? I want to make sure I get that. I want to read that. I want to read that text. I thought that was a really good one. 304. Oh, this is James in Kaiser. He says, hey, Dave, Duvall played the bad guy in Joe Kidd, and I hated to see him as the bad guy. Hated it. You know who else is in Joe Kidd? I haven't watched that in a long time. John Saxon's in that movie. And, Coop, John Saxon did, like, television series for decades, but I completely forgot that he was in Enter the Dragon.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
Yeah, right.
He's like, he's got kind of a cool role in Enter the Dragon.
Isn't he the, he's the
white guy.
He's the white guy, right? I mean, if you've never seen Enter the Dragon, is Bruce Lee a white guy and a black guy, right?
Yeah.
It's like diverse casting circa 1972 or whatever.
Yeah.
And there had to be one of each. They are very typecast, very stereotypes.
Exactly.
Each of the characters are massive stereotypes into their race. But I mean, the movie works, and that dude was. It's like if it was anything else, if it wasn't Bruce Lee, they would have wanted that dude to be the star of that movie.
No doubt,
but he couldn't be. But he couldn't be because it was Bruce Lee's film. But they wanted him to be the star of the film.
Hey, how many other movies where there's like one white guy? He was it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because everybody else was Asian. You had the black guy. Then you had Bruce Lee, and then you had John Saxon.
That's right.
That was. But anyway, thanks to that listener tuning that in on Joe Kidd. I forgot all about that movie. A couple more responses here. A couple notes from listeners talking about they finally got traffic moving on I-79. That's good. And do send those in when you know that. 304-966. Dave, Duvall was a bad guy in True Grit. Oh, here's somebody who basically wants to know why there's no peanut shops in Morgantown. I can't help you there, bro.
I was just looking back on this because I wasn't sure. Now everything I'm seeing says that he didn't play Pepper. He was one of Pepper's gang members.
Oh,
that he wasn't actually the main bad guy.
Was the main bad guy? Was Bruce Dern the main bad guy?
See, that's what I thought because Bruce Dern was in. Let me see. Let me get. What year was that? That was in '69.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. True Grit '69.
Let's see. Where the heck are they?
You know, and I looked this up on Gemini, and they bring up Duvall in the movie Network. He's a network executive, and he isn't a good guy in that movie. But honestly, there are no good guys in the movie Network. Everybody's bad.
Yeah, that's true too.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Let me get the question of the day, and then we'll do the sound of sports here.
No, he did play Pepper.
Who did?
Yeah, Duvall did.
Duvall did. Okay.
Yeah, he did.
Okay. Question of the day is about coffee today. I was looking at some stuff this weekend about the price of coffee, and I thought this was pretty interesting, that coffee prices are going up. Coffee prices year to year in January are up more than 18%. In 5 years, the coffee has risen 47%. 47% up in the last 5 years, more than 18% year to year in January. Now, there's certain reasons for this. Tariffs are part of it, but they were removed. Climate issues. You got droughts in Vietnam, heavy rain in Indonesia, hot, dry weather in Brazil. They're all blamed for reducing yields of coffee crops and driving up global prices. 2/3 of Americans drink coffee every day. For many of us, it's an indispensable part of our routine. The soaring prices has led to nothing more than just grumbling. So I thought this was pretty interesting. Here's the question of the day, and it's sponsored by Salango Law. Will the rapidly rising price of coffee impact your desire to have that daily cup? Or 2 or 3? And how do you feel about using K-Cups? Will the rapidly rising price of coffee impact your desire to have that daily cup, a Joe? And how do you feel about using K-Cups? To respond, text those in, 304-TALK, 304-825-5304. Tweet me, I'm on Exit Weekly, WEEKLEY, one word, 3 E's, WEEKLEY.
By the way, I have spreadsheets of coffee prices. I drink so much coffee. I have cut back on my coffee consumption because I have been following this price considerably, and we drink a ton of coffee in my house. And this has been, it's gone from the comfortable $7 to $9 range for like a canister of just regular drip coffee from one of the major brands to like $18 for that same amount, and plus it's shrinkflation on top of that, so you're getting even less for that amount than what you got before. Coffee is through the roof, man. It was because of the bad there was a blight that hit a bunch of the beans last year, and that's what caused most of the coffee prices last year, but not so much this year. There's other economic forces that are affecting it.
Most people who have responded to this on social media say they are aware of it, they don't like it, but they're not giving up. They're not giving it up. Let's get into the sound of sports. Today is our first NASCAR Monday of the year. Sunday at the Daytona 500. What a wild finish. Tyler Reddick didn't lead the Great American Race until the final lap, getting to victory lane after being the runner-up last year.
Cathy News reports from the meditation retreat.
Zane Smith with him. On the bottom is Tyler Reddick. They come up single file. Zane Smith's going to have one shot at Chase Elliott, NASCAR champion, most popular driver, trying for the win, and Reddick to the top side. He's got help. Riley Herbst, his teammate. Reddick drops to the bottom. Alongside Elliott, in the wall goes Herbst, and Tyler Reddick comes to the line. Wow. A shower of sparks behind him.
Unbelievable.
Unreal.
Didn't really hear of him all day long until the last lap. Daytona proves yet once again it's all about the last lap.
That's the only lap that you have to lead. What a great job there by Tyler Reddick at the end.
There you go. So here's Reddick on winning Sunday's Daytona 500.
Worked really, really hard in the offseason, and there was many points in this race where we weren't making decisions that we wanted to, but we just reset. And every opportunity that we got to resack, we went back at it, and just speechless. I didn't know if I'd ever win this race. It's surreal, honestly. And honestly, the best part is my son asked before the race, "Are you finally going to win this race?" And something about today just felt right.
Reddick's team owner, Michael Jordan, turns 63 tomorrow. This is obviously his biggest moment since getting involved in NASCAR racing.
I mean, we just hung in there all day. I mean, we great strategy by the team, and we gave ourselves a chance at the end. And look, I'm ecstatic. I mean, I don't even know what to say. It feels like I won a championship, but until I get my ring, I won't even know.
All right, Chase Elliott grabbed the lead at the start of the final lap, but contact with Riley Herbst spun him out, and he crashed. After the race, you can't blame Chase for wondering what if.
Obviously, looking back, you can run it through your mind 1,000 times. Do you do something different? I feel like if I had thrown a double block on the 45, probably would have just crashed us at that point in time. So I feel like you had to kind of pick your battles. I thought maybe, somebody would pick me up on the top and you might have one more run to the line, but unfortunately ended up, getting turned around.
Women's college basketball on Sunday in Fort Worth. TCU was too much for WVU. The Frogs topped the Mountaineers 59-50 in a matchup of two nationally ranked Big 12 teams. With a win, TCU snapped West Virginia's 4-game winning streak, and they sweep the regular season series with WVU and move into first place in the Big 12. Gia Cook had 18 for the Mountaineers, but down the stretch, TCU had the answers. Olivia Miles takes it to the bucket for 2.
A 9-point ball game. They can use this clock to their advantage.
Miles going to work and
three-point shots up because they're so efficient from shooting from behind the perimeter. They came out. Marta Suarez got things going for TCU right from the jump of the second half. And a lot of fight there.
TCU's now won 40 games in a row at home, a streak that started 2 years ago after a loss to WVU in Fort Worth. West Virginia will host Oklahoma State next Saturday. Here's Mark Kellogg on the loss yesterday in Fort Worth.
Offensively, we have struggled to score against them in both games, so we got to kind of get that sorted out. I thought TCU, for even my time here, hasn't gotten enough credit for how good they are on that end, and a lot of people talk about them offensively, but I've said this a couple of times. I think they're just really, really elite. Their length does bother us at times, and so I thought we were a little more prepared this go-around offensively, but they certainly bothered us. Again, when we got the open looks, obviously at the rim and from three, we didn't make them pay like they did us in the third quarter.
The Mountaineer men will host Utah on Wednesday night, but WV won't have to deal with Jerome Tang when they visit K-State on March 3rd. Tang was fired with cause on Sunday as the Wildcats will try to get off the hook of owing their former coach nearly $19 million in a buyout. Here's K-State Athletic Director Gene Taylor on Tang's dismissal.
I want to get into it. There's language in his contract that addresses certain things that could potentially bring embarrassment. Basically his comments about the student athletes and the negative reaction to those comments from a lot of sources, both nationally and locally, is where I thought we needed to make the decision.
On the court in the Big 12 on Sunday in Cincinnati, the Bearcats have now won 3 straight since losing to WVU, roaring back from being 5 down with under 2 minutes to play to top Utah 59-56. This Baba Miller dunk with 40 seconds left puts Cincinnati in front.
40 seconds to go. Cincinnati wants to push. Celestine drops it off to Baba Miller, and Cincinnati takes the lead. 7 seconds between the game and the shot clock. Keanu Dawes, too strong off the top of the rebound into the hands of Baba Miller. Free throw line tonight. McHenry missed it. Offensive rebound. 5 seconds to go. McHenry for 3. Not there. Celestine the rebound, and he's fouled with 0.8 seconds to go.
Utah will come to WV on Wednesday on a 7-game losing streak. The Utes have lost 12 of 13, 15 straight on the road. And the NBA All-Star Weekend ended on Sunday with the All-Star Game, or games. In a new format, there were 3 teams, 2 from America, 1 from the rest of the world in a round-robin affair. Team Stripes, led by Kawhi Leonard, eliminated the world squad 48-45.
Leonard's been the star with 28 points on 10 of 12 shooting. Got the screen from LeBron. Switch with Towns. This is the matchup they want. 5 to shoot. Leonard, cross, step back 3. He's got it! Straight cash for Kawhi. This dude is unreal. The legend of King High School in Riverside, California. 31 of the 48 team strikes. And it's been the Kawhi Leonard show. The Claw has just been showing out.
Team Stars ruled the night, however, with a win over Leonard and Team Stripes 46-21 in the finals. The NBA regular season resumes on Thursday. Let's take a break. The good, the bad, and the ugly of the weekend is next.
Hi, I'm Brittany Hedrick. As an environmental project manager at CEC, working in West Virginia, the land taught me respect and responsibility. Whether it's navigating complex regulations or overseeing site assessments, I ensure every project thrives. CEC isn't just where I work, it's where I make a difference. At CEC, we engineer progress in the great state of West Virginia.
Find out what CEC can do for you. Visit cecinc.com.
The stock market, economy, tariffs, interest rates. We hear a lot about these topics. But what does it all mean for you as you plan for your future? Join us on Thursday for Money Minutes at 3:45 on Hotline as Huntington Bank's local wealth team cuts through the noise and shares how market conditions are impacting us right here in West Virginia. I'm Matt Harris, a member of the local Huntington Bank wealth team. I invite you to catch Money Minutes Thursday on Hotline for insight that will help you navigate your financial future.
Metro News Hotline, brought to you by Salango Law, will return right after these messages.
Trojan Landing Marine is now Charleston's newest power sports dealership.
We now feature a full line of sleek Suzuki street bikes and four-wheelers.
We're now offering the innovative riding experience of Benda motorcycles. The next step in motorcycle evolution with all-electric Zero high-performance bikes. We've now got Segway vehicles starting as low as $10,000. Come in and check out our great selection of high-quality Benelli and Royal Enfield bikes. Visit Trojan Landing in Charleston, now your water, road, and dirt dealership.
New year, new trucks. Start your year off with a new truck from Dan Cava Toyota World. Now lease a 2025 Tacoma for as low as $299 a month. Save over $7,500 off on select Tundras or get 2.99% for 72 months. It's your last chance to get a gas model 2025 RAV4. Don't miss out. Come experience cars you can count on year after year. Dan Cava, Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop Thoron.
5, 3, all the sports West Virginia is talking about.
Nikki Izzo-Brown, coach of the nationally ranked WVU women's soccer team.
I think they're just having a very good understanding of each other.
Join Kyle Wiggs, Brett Howe, and Coach Hunter weeknights for Sportsline on Metro News Television. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com.
Complicated relationship with food. My job was to talk to heart failure patients about diet and exercise. I felt like, why would you listen to me? Because I was not following a diet that was healthy for me. I needed help. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 175 pounds. I feel like I'm free. They hold the skill, they hold the tools, and they're waiting for you to come say that you need the help.
Stike Wealth Enhancement Group is now Wealth Enhancement, and we craft detailed financial plans for people like you because you're building your retirement your way. You deserve advice that's built to handle what your life brings. To meet with your Stike team advisor, call us at 304-443-4240 or email stike-info@wealthenhancement.com.
For your daily fix of sports in West Virginia, there's only one stop. Sportsline on Metro News Television. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com. Join Kyle Wiggs, Coach Hunter, and Brett Howe weeknights for Sportsline on Metro News Television.
All right, welcome back. Time to start the week with a segment that puts the spotlight on the best and the worst of the weekend. Puts things into perspective. We stole the title from one of our favorite movies, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I've got my list. Coop has his. We have not seen each other's lists. Let's begin. Coop, my good is NASCAR being back. The Daytona 500 yesterday. Reddick won the race. Chase Elliott finished fourth, and he went backwards across the line. I always like to see that.
That's always fun.
What's your good?
My good is Australia's first ever Winter Olympic gold. The medal was won by Stephen Bradbury, the 1,000-meter short track speed skating. He secured their historic win after a bunch of people fell down.
My bad is, did you see where Sacramento State is joining the MAC in time for football next season?
Yeah, I did see that.
What are we doing here? I mean, remember when the MAC, Mid-American, it was a nice, tight geographical conference. Now you got UMass on the east and Sacramento, California on the west. What are we doing? That's my bad.
My bad is I did the bad to the bone. I wanted to do something outside of sports. It has to do with a 12-year-old Dallas student who says a 4-year science project led him to achieve nuclear fission at 12 years old, potentially making him the youngest to ever do it. His name is Aiden. He began studying nuclear physics at the age of 8, spending years building and refining the prototype, waiting to hear from Guinness Book of World Records to see if he actually, what does Guinness know about the first person to build a nuclear reactor? Come on. Anyway, I thought that was pretty bad to the bone.
My ugly is Kansas State trying to wriggle off the hook.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Trying to pay, to get out of paying Jerome Tang almost $19
For cause,
million.
they're going to go back to him, whatever it was he was saying, right? They're going
Yeah.
to say there was something there that voided the
How
contract.
dare you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my ugly.
Let's see. My ugly is legitimately ugly. Officials in Sydney, Australia, say a massive fatberg, which is one of those builds-up of different fats and oils and grease in the toilet, has been found that's as big as 4 buses long underneath of the wastewater in Sydney. Apparently, this is going to be a billions of dollar repair in order to fix it.
Oh, man. All right, that's the good, the bad, and the ugly. We do that every week at this time. We'll wrap up hour number 1 in a minute.
To the big-hearted.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
Stike Wealth Enhancement Group is now Wealth Enhancement. And we craft detailed financial plans for people like you because you're building your retirement your way. You deserve advice that's built to handle what your life brings. To meet with your Stike team advisor, call us at 304-443-4240 or email stike-info@wealthenhancement.com.
Start your new year off right with a new ride from Dan Cava GMC. Come explore our 2026 GMC Acadias. Spacious, smooth, and made for everyday life. It's truly a fan favorite. Drive into winter with a new 2026 GMC Sierra, now up to $12,000 off, or lease as low as $499 a month. So upgrade your ride this year with us at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop Thorough.
On the next State of Minds.
My dad always said, don't let any one individual control your destiny, what you do, what your value is. And I wasn't about to let Paterno do that to me. I mean, it was just a phenomenal time, my first game, and to be accepted as a Mountaineer.
I have had a complicated relationship with food. My job was to talk to heart failure patients about diet and exercise. I felt like, why would you listen to me? Because I was not following a diet that was healthy for me. I needed help. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 175 pounds. I feel like I'm free. They hold the skill, they hold the tools, and they're waiting for you to come say that you need the help.
For your daily fix of sports in West Virginia, there's only one stop. Sportsline on Metro News Television. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com. Join Kyle Wiggs, Coach Hunter, and Brett Howe weeknights for Sportsline on Metro News Television.
Trojan Landing Marine is now Charleston's newest power sports dealership.
We now feature a full line of sleek Suzuki street bikes and four-wheelers. We're now offering the innovative riding experience of Benda motorcycles. The next step in motorcycle evolution with all-electric Zero high-performance bikes. We've now got Segway vehicles starting as low as $10,000. Come in and check out our great selection of high-quality Benelli and Royal Enfield bikes. Visit Trojan Landing in Charleston, now your water, road, and dirt dealership.
All right, that's going to do it for the first hour. We'll take a break for news here at the top. When we come back, The financial markets, for the most part, are closed on President's Day, although there is energy trading. We'll get into that. Reset our question of the day. How upset are you about coffee prices? Is it cutting down your consumption? And Chef Paul Smith will be here to talk about food and the restaurant business. This is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Hoppy Kercheval, 5:55 a.m. How early did you get in that day, by the way?
Probably 3:30. Probably 3:30.
How long did you do sign-on shift?
I signed on like 7 years.
Not all.
6 days a week for 7 years.
Lightweight.
I know. Couldn't do it now. Now when I wake up at 3:30 is to go to the bathroom. And go back to bed.
Welcome to the 2 o'clock hour, Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com on a Wednesday, and I apologize because Stephanie Pauly is our producer, one of the producers of the show, and normally she has everything. We have a thing we call the run sheet, when we have who we're calling and what we're doing and so on. And so, and Stephanie, I don't even know whether you know this, I did the run sheet today, and I put the wrong date on. I put 2025 on it, because how many of us in modern day actually write the date out anymore? I mean, you did it when you were in school, you did it back when people wrote checks and whatever. This may have been the first day that I have written the date down, and I was responsible for putting together the sheet. And my co-host, the lovely and talented AB, starts the show by saying January 24th, 2025, because she read it directly off the sheet, and it is indeed the year of our Lord, 2026.
Oh yeah, he did find something out. Something, you're related to Thomas Jefferson?
Well, no, I'm not related to Thomas Jefferson, but I am related to Samuel Kercheval, who was a historian.
I'm going to tell you something about Samuel Kercheval. Him and Jefferson out smoking corn silk. Kercheval told him, Thomas, I don't know about this country. Might want to start again.
He could.
So I don't have a monitor here, so I really can't see what happens at the beginning of the show. Mm-hmm. So at what point do I pop up? When the music starts and Mr. Announcer comes on?
Yeah.
So they see all the little panic things that I do that I'm still in the process of setting up?
Yes. They see you shuffle about uncomfortably. They see you blow the dust off your headphones. They see you put in like 2 cough drops at the same time.
Oh, yeah. I don't do 2 at the same time. Yeah. Okay. All right. I don't know that. I should probably... Now, these shows are archived, right? So I can go back and watch them.
Yes.
So I could live this show in real time and then go home and, when I say something to Linda like, hey, did you hear when I did this? And she, I don't watch it. Well, let's get in front of the TV and watch me do it again for 3 straight hours.
Yes, it's archived just like the audio podcast.
Ah, that's right.
And see, this is the thing that gets the NCAA in trouble, when it goes to court here. Is there a clock or not? Greg, we talk about the clock all the time. Mm-hmm. If he began in 2019, the clock should have run out, whether he's played the 4 years or not. And that's part of the argument, because some guys go right through the clock, right? TJ Finley, we've mentioned many times on this show. 7th team coming up this year. He's playing for Incarnate Word. He's played 7 seasons at 7 different schools. Now, why hasn't his clock started? Why doesn't he have the 5-year clock? So if you're Aguilar, I get it.
He just bounced him off the ropes. Somebody save this man. Oh, my Lord. Oh. Very nice, very nice. He hit him with everything he didn't want.
– 10 seconds remaining.
Going to be a direct snap here.
Snap back. It's Tyler. Tyler fakes the run. He throws. He's got an open man. Pass top 10. 5. End zone. It's a touchdown. Pulled in by Nestor. 3 seconds left.
Are you kidding me with the play call right there by Kevin Whiteman? Again, forget the game-winning field goal. Whiteman says, we're going to try and win this thing right now. The direct snap to Tyler sucked everybody up. And Nestor slips behind. What an unbelievable gutsy play call, and then perfect execution by these Falcons.
Things aren't always going to be great. And sometimes, you can work really, really hard and it's still not great. You're still not successful. But if you continue to do it, one way or another, things are going to be work out. You're going to be successful, and it may not be in the world's eyes, but God's made us this way. He's blessed us with so many things, and I think that's one of our attributes that we need to have. Is we're going to continue to work. We're going to continue to work hard, and if it doesn't work out exactly how we want, just keep plugging away because God's got better plans.
This is Metro News Hotline, presented by Salango Law. Metro News Hotline is a 3-hour audio tour navigating the world of sports, news, entertainment, tech, and more from a Mountain State point of view. Hotline is a no politics zone. You can join the conversation. Text the show at 304-825-5304. 304-TALK-304. Here's the host for Metro News Hotline, Dave Weekley.
All right, welcome back to the show. Hour number 2, How Do You Do? Metro News Hotline, keeping you company here in West Virginia in the afternoons on the Metro News Radio Network right up until 6 o'clock. Hey, wherever you're listening to the show today, inside the state or beyond the borders, just trying to get a read on what's going on back home. We hope you're having a good day. We're doing okay here in Charleston today. Not bad. Operating out of our flagship again, WCHS here in Charleston. Temperature 49 degrees. Actually, the weather this week, going to be okay. Seeing a little wet weather, maybe a little in the middle of the week, but not looking for any snow this week, which is really kind of nice. We got a lot of stuff to get into in this particular hour. We will take a look at what happened in the financial markets today. There is trading in the energy market. We also have some Bitcoin stuff that's been updated. But the financial markets, primarily what's going on Wall Street, closed today because of President's Day. But we'll give you those numbers in a moment. We will reset our question of the day about coffee prices in just a sec. Chef Paul Smith will be here. He'll be joining us, as he always does, at the top of the 4 o'clock hour on Monday, talking about food prep, the restaurant business here in West Virginia. Of course, he just opened up a brand new place out in Putnam County. We'll get an update on that. And we'll talk a little bit about salt. And he'll be coming to us today from one of the arguably best food cities in the United States. Not Charleston, West Virginia, but Charleston, South Carolina. Coop, I can't wait to hear where he had breakfast this morning.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll, Charleston.
He knows all the places.
He knows the places. So we'll get into that. And by the way, if you got a question for Paul, and we normally get a lot, but you know what? I think we've burned through all of our stuff from last week. So if you've got a question about food or the restaurant business, send me a text on that, and I'll turn it right around to Paul. If you've tried to do that before and you've never been able to get through, today might be your day. 304-TALK-304. 304-825-5304. Send them on, and we'll turn them right around to Paul. A little bit later on in the hour, we'll get the entertainment report around 4:25. Kristyn Burt's got the Hollywood Dirt at 4:33. I'm sure she's got a few things to say about the passing of Robert Duvall. We talked about that a bit in the 3 o'clock hour. Later on in this hour, we'll open up the On This Date file, the 5 things to know at 5 o'clock in sports in about 52 minutes. 5 o'clock hour, Carl Lee, the former NFL All-Pro defensive back of the Minnesota Vikings, will be here. One of the things that has happened in the last couple of days, Coop, did you see they need a new high school coach at Riverside now, too?
Oh, okay.
So Riverside is open. St. Albans is open. What's it going to take to rekindle those once proud programs? And can you do that successfully in this era where players can transfer from school to school so liberally? Yeah. So we'll talk a little bit about that with Carl. That'll be at 5 o'clock. We'll also play in her out at 5:25, and we have a whole bunch of other stuff we're going to get into in that 5 o'clock hour. Let's go ahead and start, though, with what happened in the financial markets today. So in the energy prices, oil up today. Well, the trend in oil continues to be up 1.4% today, tacking on 84 cents. WTI in the NYMEX closed at $63.73. Nat gas, conversely, was down 4.4%. Lost 14 cents at the moment. Natural gas is trading at $3.10 per unit. Bitcoin today, Bitcoin flat. Down, but just 0.2%, losing $157. A coin going for $68,442 at the moment. All right, our question of the day. Question of the day is about coffee. Coffee prices year to year were up over 18% in January. Over the last 5 years, coffee prices have risen 47%. Here's the question of the day, and it's sponsored by Salango Law. Will the rapidly rising price of coffee impact your desire to have that daily cup or 2 or 3? And how do you feel about using K-Cups? Question of the day, will the rapidly rising price of coffee impact your desire to have that daily cup or 2 of Joe? And how do you feel about using K-Cups? To respond, hey, you know the text line. I just gave it to you, 304-TALK 304, 304-825-5304. And for the question of the day, you can also reach out to me on X. A lot of people do. I'm at Weekly, W-E-E-K-L-E-Y, one word, 3 E's, W-E-E-K-L-E-Y. Let me get a couple of responses to this question of the day. The price of coffee rising, is it impacting your desire to have it? Jeff Adams on X. Hey, Dave, people have been paying $5 or more for a cup of coffee for decades when they can make it at home for a nickel a cup. Matthew, Dave, I like me a good cup of Joe in the AM. The prices, like everything else, are crazy. Daniel, who's listening out in Oakland, says, hey, Dave, I still drink a lot of coffee. It's the only vice I have. And I have a regular coffee pot that I use. Grind my coffee from whole beans, so no need for K-Cups. Jennings says, Dave, I have to have my coffee in the morning just to be able to focus, so I'll get up drinking it. I made the switch to K-Cups years ago. They are easy to maintain. Jim Bob on X. Dave, me give up my coffee? Not likely. The K-Cup part, I like the convenience. Hate the microplastics. Hadn't thought about that. Pastor Sonny Kraft. Dave, on having my daily coffee, I stand my grounds, even if there is a cost. And we have a ton of response to this question about coffee. And you know what? Let's talk to Chef Paul Smith, who's in Charleston, South Carolina, get his take on that. Hey, Paul, what is your take on the rising price of coffee from the perspective of your business?
Well, so we use La Colombe coffee. I am a huge fan of it. It does cost a little bit more. It has gone up a little bit, but, kind of like one of the listeners said, it's my last vice.
Right.
So I am happy to spend just a little bit more. We absorb the cost. We don't push it off onto the guest right now, but coffee is one of those things that is a must in a restaurant. And if you're going to have one, you may as well have a good one. And, I don't use the K-Cup. I use the Nespresso at the house. Sometimes I have a coffee machine and that just depends on what I want. And so I use both, honestly. And it, down at Sugar Maples, we do use La Colombe. And, it's just one of those things, man. I mean, everything is more expensive right now. Tariffs are not. So just, grin and bear it.
So you're in Charleston, South Carolina. You're celebrating your wife's birthday. Does your wife's birthday fall on Valentine's Day?
It does not. It's actually the 19th.
Darn.
But, she lived down here for 10 years. We drove down yesterday. We went to a great new bakery called Welton's Bakery here this morning. Went to a couple of rooftop bars. It's about 60 degrees and sunny. It's absolutely wonderful. It's nice to have we were just talking, it's nice to have a little sun on your face right now.
I was going to say, I was wondering where you went for breakfast this morning. Miller's All Day, the Iron Rose, right? Those places are right downtown. Where are you going to eat tonight?
Tonight, well, right now we're at a little craft wine shop called Graft. We went to another little wine and spirits place. We're down here to do a little bit of research as well. We're going to a couple of Italian restaurants. We're going to a place called Renzo's, which is pizza and pasta. There's just not a bad place to eat down here, and it's always inspiring. I always get great ideas come back with, whether my cooks and whether my team likes it, a ton of great ideas. So we're super excited. We're actually flying down to Miami tomorrow and be just for her birthday and then flying back. So it's a quick trip, but it's nice to get out of town for just a minute.
Hey, you know what? I got a listener question for you is in regards to where you are. 304-481. Hey, Dave, ask Paul if he's ever been to Coda de Peace.
Oh, my gosh. Coda del Pish is one of my favorites. It's over on Isle of Palms.
Right.
It is one of our go-tos when we are over there. I actually went over and walked on the beach right next to it today. Unfortunately, it's not open until 4 o'clock, but he just opened a new restaurant, Chef Ken did, down here called Volpe, and it's a new, kind of newish. I think it's been open 6 or 8 months, maybe a year, and it's family style. He had Trattoria Luca, which is probably the best meal I've had in a long time, but it's been closed since COVID. So, it's one of those things. Coda del Pesce is absolutely fantastic. I love it.
Hey, so what's the latest on what's going on at Bad Happy Burrito? Did you get that open?
Happy is open. We opened on Tuesday for dinner, lunch and dinner, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I think the reception has been really great. Of course, there's little mistakes that happen. Technology's great until it's not. What we thought might have been a great thing wasn't on a couple things, but, on the whole, I think it's been a great reception. Obviously, a new place, we need to work out some kinks. This is my first go at a counter service restaurant. I'm used to fine dining, so, adjusting the standard operating procedures, but, we're still paying attention to the details. We're still using the best quality ingredients, and I really enjoy being in Hurricane. I think the community has really been supportive, and I cannot be happier with what our team's been doing.
That all sounds good. Hey, I wanted to ask you today about salt. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about salt. Now, what is your story with Dickinson Salt? Do you have a relationship with them, don't you?
So Nancy and Lewis Payne, Nancy Bruns, Lewis Payne are good friends. We do a lot of catering out there. They have an event space. Of course, I use their salt in the restaurants for finishing. It's absolutely, hands down, one of the best salts I've ever used. And it's also a feather in our cap here in West Virginia. And if you haven't tried it, you need to. If you haven't been there, you need to check it out. It's 100% solar powered. It's all off the grid. It's not necessarily done exactly how they did it when their ancestors started it, but it is. It's really a wonderful rejuvenation of that Malden area and that historic district.
Let's talk a little bit about salt in cooking. And I was reading something this weekend, and it was a pretty funny article. I guess it was meant to be funny, but it basically just talked about the fact that kosher salt is just, frankly, just big salt. I mean, what's the difference between table salt and kosher salt when it comes to cooking?
Yeah, I mean, kosher salt is, a little larger flake. Obviously, the difference between that and iodized salt, which I think a lot of people used forever, is we don't need iodine anymore in our diets.
Right.
And it is a cleaner salt taste. I prefer sea salt or, something like that, and I really think that the more pure the salt, twofold, it tastes better. You also use less. because it's more salty. So when to go back to JQD, the first time I used it, I oversalted a couple things because I wasn't used to how pure and how salty it really was. But I think salt is a must in anything, even sweets.
Oh, okay. Yeah. One other thing about this, the article was pointing out that, specialized salt is something that we really didn't know too much about in the past, because when you would read like a recipe for a certain dish, it wouldn't specify a specific salt. It would just basically say salt, add salt.
Right. And it's usually salt and pepper to taste.
Right.
But yeah, you're right. It's just like wine or anything. The terroir or, the soil, the area makes a huge difference in the minerality, in the flavor profile, in the color. The lava salt or the salt from Hawaii might be a little darker, maybe black. The Himalayan salt is pink. These are trades of the terroir or, of those areas. And so it's really cool to see the difference of them, to taste the difference of them. And really, you can get, you can be probably a salt sommelier if you wanted to and know where they all come from. But I really think that using salt is a must. Too much is, I think, sometimes young chefs use it as a crutch. But salt is a flavor carrier, and it just allows your tongue to open up and the different areas to taste sweet, sour, salty, bitter, and umami even better.
When you're cooking something, though, and it calls for a pinch of salt, a pinch of a regular table salt is different than a pinch of kosher salt, because you can kind of get your hand around some kosher salt. There's more texture there.
Yes, you're right. And, my pinch might be different from your pinch.
Right.
My fingers are a little, I'm a little heavy-handed with the salt. So it also depends on, again, the potency or the purity of the salt. Like I said, Dickinson salt is so great, tastes so much different than just a normal kosher salt. Everybody should run out down to the Capitol Market or go straight down to Malden and grab some. It's worth it. They also have, if you have somebody that maybe moved out of West Virginia or someone that's coming in town, it is a good little gift. They've got little, 1-ounce jars, and it's a wonderful keepsake or memento or something to take from West Virginia to have a little bit for the next couple of months with you.
Hey, give me an example of where you would use Himalayan pink salt as opposed to kosher salt or table salt in cooking.
Yeah, I think, depending on, what you want it to look like. If I'm using a stark white fish, or if I'm using something that I may want to accentuate and use that pink, use that black, use that gray, those different colors of salt from where they come from, like the gray salt, or just stark white. I think it depends on, those are all finishing salts, right? Those are all to be kind of sprinkled on at the end. And then, they awaken your palate. They also they look cool. And I think the difference would be, what kind of aesthetic you're looking for, and also what kind of flavor profile you're using for the salt.
Hey, I'll wrap it with this, because I know you want to get back to your vacation this weekend, a food vacation in Charleston, South Carolina. 304-941. Hey, Dave, bad happy burrito was worth the wait, and I was over the moon happy to find they have street tacos. Hey, what's the basic definition of a street taco?
Street taco is a little smaller taco.
Okay.
We use both flour and corn. We're doing about a 4.5-inch tortilla shell. We are just hitting them on the flat top. We're dunking the birria taco in a little bit of the au jus, and then hitting it on the flat top. You can get it happy style, to where we're toasting the cheese on the flat top and then putting the taco on it, so you have like that cheese crust around your taco or your burrito or your quesadilla. I mean, it's just fun, man. It's a fun place. It's, don't think about it too much. Come in. We do have the Big Papa Challenge, which is a 2.2-pound burrito, and one person actually did it this weekend.
Nice.
So they got their Polaroid on the wall, first ever. So yeah, it's super fun, man. I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited about the vibe. Wes Erie, one of our artist friends who is also a barber down at the Bully Trap, did a just spectacular mural. Like, come in, check it out. If for nothing else, just for the music and the vibe.
Hey, man, have a great trip down to Miami, and we'll talk to you again next Monday. Thanks, Paul.
Thank you. Have a great time.
All
Take
right.
care.
Chef Paul in Charleston, South Carolina. Let's take a break. We'll come back and get into the entertainment report in a minute.
Don't forget about our podcast. Check out your favorite podcast provider or simply go to wvmetronews.com and click on the podcast link. This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
Stike Wealth Enhancement Group is now Wealth Enhancement. And we craft detailed financial plans for people like you because you're building your retirement your way. You deserve advice that's built to handle what your life brings. To meet with your Stike team advisor, call us at 304-443-4240 or email stike-info@wealthenhancement.com.
Start your new year off right with a new ride from Dan Cava GMC. Come explore our 2026 GMC Acadias. Spacious, smooth, and made for everyday life. It's truly a fan favorite. Drive into winter with a new 2026 GMC Sierra, now up to $12,000 off, or lease as low as $499 a month. So upgrade your ride this year with us at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop Thorough.
On the next State of Minds.
My dad always said, don't let any one individual control your destiny, what you do, what your value is. And I wasn't about to let Paterno do that to me. I mean, it was just a phenomenal time, my first game, and to be accepted as a Mountaineer.
I have had a complicated relationship with food. My job was to talk to heart failure patients about diet and exercise. I felt like, why would you listen to me? Because I was not following a diet that was healthy for me. I needed help. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 175 pounds. I feel like I'm free. They hold the skill, they hold the tools, and they're waiting for you to come say that you need the help.
For your daily fix of sports in West Virginia, there's only one stop. Sportsline on Metro News Television. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com. Join Kyle Wiggs, Coach Hunter, and Brett Howe weeknights for Sportsline on Metro News Television.
Trojan Landing Marine is now Charleston's newest power sports dealership.
We now feature a full line of sleek Suzuki street bikes and four-wheelers. We're now offering the innovative riding experience of Benda motorcycles. The next step in motorcycle evolution with all-electric Zero high-performance bikes. We've now got Segway vehicles starting as low as $10,000. Come in and check out our great selection of high-quality Benelli and Royal Enfield bikes. Visit Trojan Landing in Charleston, now your water, road, and dirt dealership.
ABC Entertainment News.
Wuthering Heights dominated the box office its opening weekend at $82 million globally. It's the biggest box office opening ever for Jacob Elordi, who stars as Heathcliff opposite Margot Robbie. The romantic drama is adapted from the 1847 Gothic novel by Emily Bronte. Casey Wasserman is selling his talent agency. It comes after newly released documents revealed his ties to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein and his associate Ghislaine Maxwell. Many major clients, including Chapel Roan and Odessa, have already left the agency. The first Queer Cinema Honor is celebrating 40 years this week. The Teddy Award was first given out at the Berlin International Film Festival in 1987. It recognizes works and artists that use queer themes to foster a culture of tolerance, solidarity, and equality. The 40th Teddy Award ceremony takes place this Friday in Berlin. And a big happy birthday to the weekend. The R&B singer turns 36 today. Chuck Sievertson, ABC News.
Chuck, thank you. We'll take a break for local news here at the bottom of the hour. When we come back, Kristyn Burt's got all the Hollywood dirt. This is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
West Virginia Metro News, I'm Jeff Jenkins. Governor Patrick Morrisey has a bill before the Senate Finance Committee this afternoon calling for a 10% cut in the state's income tax that will cut taxes by $250 million. That's combined with a tax on vaping products, raising roughly $22 million. Senate Finance Committee discussing that measure this hour. Then they'll take up the Senate's version of the state budget. More coming up. From Metro News statewide correspondent Brad McElhaney at WVMetroNews.com. Meanwhile, U.S. district judges sitting on the bench in West Virginia are releasing more of the people that were picked up in that ICE sweep last month in the state. Brad reports that he's been following those cases through the federal court system.
In most of the cases, lawyers for the people being detained have pursued the cases, contending that their clients have already been in consistent cooperation with the U.S. immigration system, and that should continue. 24 cases have surfaced in federal court. There were 650 people arrested during Operation Country Roads. Investigation underway after a bad crash on Interstate 79 near the Montague and Marion County line this afternoon. A tractor trailer and a pickup truck collided at about 1:15 today in those southbound lanes. A medical examiner has been called to the scene. State police are investigating. Southbound lanes have been closed, traffic diverted at the Goshen Road exit. You're listening to Metro News for 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.
Come on, Liam, let's go. Get open. Come on, go for it. Wake up. Wake up, Liam. Oh, come on, use your head. Gotta want it. Dominate.
There he goes again. Liam's dad yelling from the stands, trying to relive his glory days.
I know. We're just trying to have fun out here and play with our friends. Like, it's not that deep.
He seriously needs to get a grip.
Does he really think he's helping Liam play better?
I feel bad for Liam. I know he's embarrassed his dad ruins every game like this. I mean, I would be too.
Someone needs to tell him this isn't about him.
Yeah, stop trying to coach from the stands and just cheer.
That's what Liam wants.
That's what we all want.
Be your student's biggest fan, not their biggest critic. This message presented by the WVSSAC and the West Virginia Athletic Directors Association.
Remembering former Kanawha County delegate, former House Speaker, and former State Supreme Court Justice Tim Armstead today in the House of Delegates after his death from cancer last year.
House Concurrent Resolution 14, honoring the life and public service of the Honorable Timothy P. Armstead and expressing the condolences of the West Virginia House of Delegates on his passing.
On hand for today's resolution, Armstead's family, former House Speaker, several former delegates, U.S. Senator Shelley Moore Capito, and Jim Justice. From the Metro News Anchor Desk, I'm Jeff Jenkins.
Children are the greatest joy and our best hope for a better future. Friends, they are the future. But did you know that millions of kids are facing hunger every day? Food is not just food. It's energy, health, confidence, hope, and even love. Yes, love.
Thank you!
Learn more about how No Kid Hungry is helping end child hunger in America at helpnokidhungry.org.
Hey, Kristyn, how are you? Doing very well. A little late calling you today. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm having issues with something said, but we're good on Zoom.
All right, welcome back to the show. 26 minutes till the hour. Kristyn Burt's got the Hollywood Dirt here in one sack. Let me do a quick.
Hold on, we'll get right to you.
Let me do a quick reset on our question of the day about coffee prices. Coffee prices in the United States year to year in January up more than 18%. Over the last 5 years, coffee prices are up 47%. According to Toast, a payment platform used by more than 150,000 restaurants, found the median price of a regular hot coffee in the United States had climbed to $3.61 in December, with wide variation by location. The median price of cold brew was at $5.55. So, the question of the day, and it's sponsored by Salango Law, will the rapidly rising price of coffee impact your desire to have that daily cup of joe? And how do you feel about using K-Cups? Will the rapidly rising price of coffee impact your desire to have that daily cup of coffee? And how do you feel about using K-Cups? To respond, text those in, 304-TALK 304, 304-8255-304. Tweet me, I'm on Exit Weekly, WEEKLEY, one word, 3 E's, WEEKLEY. A couple of quick responses, then we'll get to Kristyn Burrt and the Hollywood Dirt. Anthony in Clarksburg. Dave, don't use K-Cups, love iced coffee, and probably will still get 2 to 3 of those a week. All right, thanks for sending that in. Harley on X. Dave, I've been watching for coffee sales lately, and I'm not seeing any. Eddie on X. Dave, I drink coffee usually the 1 cup in the morning. I have a Keurig, and it's the only way to go. It makes your cup hot and fast. Like I say, we have a ton of response to this. Let me get Kristyn Burrt in here before we get into the entertainment stuff. Kristyn, how you doing today?
How are you?
Are you a coffee person?
I don't drink coffee.
Well,
I drink tea. I'm a tea drinker. I feel like if you're not one, you're usually the other.
That's probably right. Hey, Coop and I were talking about this in the 3 o'clock hour about the passing of Robert Duvall today at the age of 95. I mean, talk about an unbelievable career, over 100 movies, and he won an Oscar. He was nominated for 6 others. I mean, really kind of a beloved figure. We loved the characters that he played. They all seem to have a little bit of a similarity. Tough guy, but a guy with a heart of gold.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I was looking because I'm like, when did he retire? He never officially retired. And his last role was in 2022. It wasn't that long ago. He did 2 films. He did The Pale Blue Eyes and the basketball drama Hustle. So he was really acting well into his 90s.
I wonder how much discussion there was about maybe Robert Duvall returning for his role in Godfather 3. He did not make it back after being in the first 2 parts.
I know. I'd be curious to hear a little bit more about that. But I mean, he was amazing in the first 2. And I think that's one of his, and, but I sit there and I go, well, this is an amazing role. And this is because he had Apocalypse Now.
Yes.
His film debut was Boo Radley.
Right.
To Kill a Mockingbird. That's how you start your career. That's crazy when you think about it.
He was a scene stealer in a lot of movies where he wasn't necessarily the star. I mean, in Days of Thunder with Tom Cruise, and he had a really good role in Gone in 60 Seconds, and he's in The Natural with Robert Duvall where he plays the pesky sports writer. I mean, he had just so many great roles.
So many great roles. It really is incredible. I mean, what a legacy and what a depth of film work that he really leaves behind. And also a TV work. Lonesome Dove, he was very well known for that. He said it was one of his favorite roles he ever played.
Well, Lonesome Dove, I mean, he was so good in that with Tommy Lee Jones. How many Lonesome Doves did they do? They did at least 3, right? I think.
They did quite a few. Back when miniseries on TV, on network broadcast television was a thing.
Yeah. Network. He was the Frank Burns character on MASH. It just goes on and on. He a very, very memorable very memorable actor passing away today at the age of 95. Okay, a couple of other things. So Netflix has got, is this a documentary series about what was going on with Tyra Banks and America's Next Top Model? Has that
Yeah.
started?
Yes, it debuted today on Netflix. You can see all 3 episodes. It's called Reality Check Inside America's Next Top Model.
All right. So what's this all about? I mean, obviously the audience is for people who like the show and kind of wonder what's going on with Tyra Banks. And by the way, what is going on with Tyra Banks?
Yeah, this is really interesting. So the show ran from 2003 to 2016, which is kind of hard to believe that it ran that long, but it was on UPN originally, which then became the CW, and then it eventually moved over to VH1. So a lot of millennials are going to be very attached to the show, and they're also probably going to be watching the docuseries. But the show's been called out quite a bit over the years for some of the issues that they had, some of the challenges that they did that were inappropriate. There was a lot of weight shaming.
Yes.
There was a sexual assault that was on camera. And at the time, people didn't think of it as sexual assault, but then they realized the girl was very drunk and did not have the ability to consent to the act. So, you look back on that now, and Tyra refuses to talk about it. There was a time that they were doing, we're going to switch races, and the white people were, in blackface, and people who were black or brown were in whiteface. Yeah, it really is not great.
I'm seeing the story.
And
I'm seeing the story in the Hollywood Reporter today about this, and the one clip from this show that always gets shown about Tyra Banks having a meltdown. Apparently, according to this story in the Hollywood Reporter, it was even worse than they showed.
Oh, absolutely. They always go, we're always rooting for you. We're
Right.
always rooting for you. But it really was kind of an awful meltdown on Tyra's part. And I think a lot of people believe that this was Tyra Banks taking accountability because she was creator, host, and executive producer on the show. And she really doesn't. And she's pretty unapologetic about everything. And I think the other interesting sort of sidebar to all of this is that a lot of the other players, some of the judges, some of the other fashion advisors, they do not speak with Tyra. There's been
Wow.
a lot of fallout from the show. And I don't think that Tyra, who had no say in this docuseries and how it was edited, she just was a participant. She had no editing options or anything. I don't think she walks away from this very easily.
Hey, before we go on, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but you come on our show and we talk about entertainment headlines, but you're looked at as one of the people who really knows what's going on with the television dancing reality shows. And I wanted to ask you, I saw this story last week. What do you make about this new spinoff of Dancing with the Stars to find professional dancers? What do you think of that?
Do you know that I was the one who broke the story?
I didn't know. See, I didn't know that.
I broke the story on TikTok. So if you're not on TikTok, people probably didn't see it. But and then it came out about a week later because Variety picked it up. So it became a little bit more mainstream. But they are doing a show called Dancing with the Stars, The Next Pro. And they are filming it in Australia. And I told people that, and nobody caught on. I'm like, why would they be filming it in Australia? Because Robert Irwin is hosting the show.
Oh,
And he's the winner from last season, of course. So they are really looking for a way to engage the viewers in the off season for Dancing with the Stars because it's become such water cooler talk. And this also kind of fills a void left by So You Think You Can Dance, which is no longer on the air. And I think people who are ballroom purists will probably not be thrilled because it's not ballroom dancers per se. These are commercial dancers who know how to ballroom dance. They're really looking for that all-around dancer who has personality, can teach, can choreograph, but also has a social media following. And that is the direction Dancing with the Stars is moving in.
So will this show be on ABC and Disney?
They haven't announced where it's going to be, whether it's going to be on ABC or Hulu or Disney Plus or a combination of all three.
Okay.
And my guess is that it winds up on the streamers over the summer and then leads into the premiere of ABC's Dancing with the Stars in the fall. That's my guess. But they start filming in the next few weeks in Australia. So they haven't even started yet.
Man, there's so much stuff to talk about. So we're talking about Dancing with the Stars, but Dancing with the Stars has nothing to do with Sea Dance 2.0. So
Correct.
Let's get into that. I mean, for the people who have said, we're not that far away from a television show or a movie that's going to be completely AI, this is probably how this would happen with something like Sea Dance 2.0.
Well, this was a little scary for anyone who saw the clip. It was a clip of Brad Pitt fighting Tom Cruise. and it landed on Twitter or X, whichever one you want to call it. And it looked like it was possibility of like clips compiled from, for sure, like Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible. And everyone started going, whoa, 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 this sounds like them. This looks like them. This looks like an actual fight scene. People are thinking, oh, I can't wait to see this movie. This movie does not exist. It was an example of how C-Dance 2.0, owned by ByteDance.
Mm-hmm.
We've heard a lot about ByteDance. They own TikTok. And there was an uproar in Hollywood. The unions got involved. The studios got involved. A cease and desist came out from Disney because C-Dance was already infringing upon the Disney characters, of course, and Paramount Pictures also saying, hey, that's Mission Impossible. You can't use any of those characters. But the big problem with all of this intellectual property is you're using not only the likeness, but the voices, and you're going to be able to make any character say whatever they want. That's frightening.
Finally, we're moving into the third week of the Savannah Guthrie drama. Her mother remains kidnapped. They seem to be getting closer and closer to the bottom of this story. But now we don't know if Savannah Guthrie is actually going to return to the Today Show, and maybe this experience with her mother is impacting this.
Yeah, there's a couple of stories kind of floating out there. Nothing has been officially confirmed. It's all of those behind the scenes sources. But one thing that we do know that is confirmed, she is off the air for the foreseeable future, which I think everybody understands in the wake of her mother still missing. But there are some thoughts that Savannah does feel partially to blame. She thinks maybe her high profile job had something to do with her mother's disappearance. Now, we don't know that right now, of course. But, the Today Show is very, very friendly, and they often do hometown visits, which they did with Nancy in Tucson. So some people were aware that her mother lived in Tucson. But also Savannah's contract comes up at the end of this year. So I think it's going to be a wait and see how this all plays out. But I think the most important thing is finding Nancy and getting her home safely.
I think we can all agree on that. But Hoda is not coming back permanently, right?
As far as I know, she is just filling in, and I think it's being announced on a week-to-week basis. I think these 2 weeks were very important because most of the NBC reporters were overseas for Italy. Hoda and Craig Melvin chose to stay in New York instead of going to Italy. So I think Hoda is at least here through Friday, if not maybe a couple more weeks.
All right, got to leave it there. Kristyn Burrt with the Hollywood Dirt. Kristyn, thanks. I'll talk to you next week at this very same time. Have a great week.
You too. Thank you.
Kristyn Burrt, Hollywood Dirt. All right, let's go ahead and take a quick break. We will come back, and we'll open up the On This Date file in just a moment. Stay tuned.
Discover the WVRC Media app, your gateway to pristine audio for every WVRC radio station across West Virginia. Download it for free from the Apple or Play stores and enjoy the best music, talk, and local news from Beckley to Morgantown, Charleston to Martinsburg. Our stations are locally programmed, delivering the finest music and robust local news and sports coverage. Experience West Virginia radio like never before. The WVRC Media app. We're proud to live here, too.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
I have had a complicated relationship with food. My job was to talk to heart failure patients about diet and exercise. I felt like, why would you listen to me? Because I was not following a diet that was healthy for me. I needed help. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 175 pounds. I feel like I'm free. They hold the skill, they hold the tools, and they're waiting for you to come say that you need the help.
Trojan Landing Marine is now Charleston's newest power sports dealership.
We now feature a full line of sleek Suzuki street bikes and four-wheelers. We're now offering the innovative riding experience of Benda motorcycles. The next step in motorcycle evolution with all-electric Zero high-performance bikes. We've now got Segway vehicles starting as low as $10,000. Come in and check out our great selection of high-quality Benelli and Royal Enfield bikes. Visit Trojan Landing in Charleston, now your water, road, and dirt dealership.
We're panhandle cleaning and restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're panhandle cleaning and restoration, and we're gonna save you.
Steig Wealth. All right, welcome back to the show. About 10 minutes till the hour. Don't forget, Carl Lee's going to be here in the 5 o'clock hour. The NFL All-Pro defensive back of the Vikings and the Saints will join us. We'll talk mostly about football, but other stuff too. And we'll play in or out. They'll be coming up at 5:25 this afternoon. All right, let's get into the On This Date file. We'll crack it open, check out the birthdays. And as always, we'll start with the sports birthdays first. John McEnroe, 4-time number 1 ranked tennis player in the world. 67 years old today. Kelly Tripucka, Notre Dame, 2-time All-Star, played for the Pistons, the Jazz, the Hornets. Nice career, 67 years old. Mark Price of the Cavaliers, 62. The Bus, Jerome Bettis of the Steelers, 54 years old today. Amon Green of the Packers, 49. From entertainment, LeVar Burton is 69 years old today. Ice-T, the rapper, and one of the stars of Law & Order SVU, 68 years old today. Elizabeth Olsen, 37. On this date, the Beatles made their second appearance on The Ed Sullivan Show on this date in 1964. And then 4 years later to the day, George Harrison, John Lennon, and their wives fly to India for time with the Maharishi.
Pathy News reports from the meditation retreat of Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, the man who, through transcendental meditation, is currently bringing peace of mind to the Beatles. Flower-loving Yogi told reporters that his brand of peace of mind could only be truly appreciated by intelligent men of the world with rewarding activities and high incomes. Among his most valued disciples were the Beatles, top of the pop pupils. He did his best to keep them away from outsiders, but George had a way for us. Keeping company with himself, it could be part of the treatment, John stalked along the shady paths. Ringo enjoyed the peace of togetherness with Mrs. Ringo. It was a very peaceful scene.
There you go. That happened on this date in 1968. 1950, from television, the longest-running primetime game show ever, What's My Line, begins on CBS. The host was John Daly.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to What's My Line. In fact, welcome to our premiere telecast of What's My Line. And I certainly hope our distinguished panelists, members of our panel tonight, are going to do a fine job of human analysis. In other words, be able to answer the question, what's my line? Now, to start things rolling, I'd like the panel to meet our first challenger, whose occupation it's their job to ferret out. Will you sign in, please?
Please sign in. So What's My Line begins on this date in 1950 on CBS. 1948, Leo DeRocher, the manager, weds actress Lorene Day in Santa Monica, California. They divorced in 1960. Here's Leo's radio show when he was the manager of the Dodgers in Brooklyn in 1946.
Next,
Ruth Corbett of Pittsfield, Massachusetts, would like to know where the game of baseball really originated.
So would a lot of other people.
Meaning what? That you don't know either?
Nobody knows for certain. They've been trying to answer that one for years.
Well, Abner Doubleday is registered in Baseball's Hall of Fame as having originated the game in Cooperstown, New York in 1839.
Yeah, so they tell me. But if Doubleday thought up the game, how do you account for the fact that the first Dr. Oliver Wendell Holmes claimed baseball was one of the sports of his Harvard College days, and Dr. Holmes graduated in 1829?
Why, that's a full 10 years before Doubleday is given credit for thinking up the game.
Right, Frank, and claims of playing the game go back even further than that.
From boxing on this day, 1970, Joe Frazier, TKO of Jimmy Ellis in 5 rounds for the heavyweight title.
For 2.5 rounds, Jimmy was giving you a good go of it. It was then a left hook that got him into instant trouble, wasn't it?
Jimmy was trying to move. That I know he couldn't move it with the sparring partner I have. I would like to take time to give thanks to Ray Anderson, Mo Man Williams, Charlie Polite, and Ken Norton. These guys really got me in good shape because they move, they stick, they throw right hand, they throw left hand. And Jimmy Ellis is not that fast with the guys I've been working with.
All right, and on this date, 1975, the Daytona 500, Benny Parsons wins after Cale Yarborough sends race leader David Pearson spinning into the backstretch.
The crew of the Kings Row Chevy go wild as they head for Victory Lane to await the arrival of their ex-Detroit cab driver. Daytona International Speedway is famous for cliffhangers, but you'd have to go a long way to match this one. When Benny got out of the car, Victory Lane looked a little like a theater in the round, with every type of emotion on display. The statement we heard him repeat the most was, "I don't believe." But with a bevy of beauties, the Governor's Cup, and a check for over $41,000, you can become a believer in an awful hurry.
And our musical birthday to the break, Andy Taylor from Duran Duran, is 65 today. The 5 things to know at 5 o'clock in sports are coming up next.
This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
I have had a complicated relationship with food. My job was to talk to heart failure patients about diet and exercise. I felt like, why would you listen to me? Because I was not following a diet that was healthy for me. I needed help. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 175 pounds. I feel like I'm free. They hold the skill, they hold the tools, and they're waiting for you to come say that you need the help.
Trojan Landing Marine is now Charleston's newest power sports dealership.
We now feature a full line of sleek Suzuki street bikes and four-wheelers. We're now offering the innovative riding experience of Benda motorcycles. The next step in motorcycle evolution with all-electric Zero high-performance bikes. We've now got Segway vehicles starting as low as $10,000. Come in and check out our great selection of high-quality Benelli and Royal Enfield bikes. Visit Trojan Landing in Charleston, now your water, road, and dirt dealership.
For your daily fix of sports in West Virginia, there's only one stop. Sportsline on Metro News Television. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com. Join Kyle Wiggs, Coach Hunter, and Brett Howe weeknights for Sportsline on Metro News Television.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
Start your new year off right with a new ride from Dan Cava GMC. Come explore our 2026 GMC Acadias. Spacious, smooth, and made for everyday life. It's truly a fan favorite. Drive into winter with a new 2026 GMC Sierra, now up to $12,000 off, or lease as low as $499 a month. So upgrade your ride this year with us at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop Thora.
On the next State of Minds.
My dad always said, don't let any one individual control your destiny, what you do, what your value is. And I wasn't about to let Paterno do that to me. I mean, it was just a phenomenal time, my first game, and to be accepted as a Mountaineer.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Sports headlines at 5 o'clock. College basketball tonight. Marshall making up their postponed game at the CAM against South Alabama tonight. Tip-off at 7 o'clock at the CAM. Brand new AP Top 25. Michigan's #1 for the first time since 2013. This is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Hoppy Kercheval, 5:55 a.m. How early did you get in that day, by the way?
Probably 3:30.
How long did you do sign-on shift?
I signed on like 7 years.
Not all.
6 days a week for 7 years.
Lightweight.
I know. Couldn't do it now. Now when I wake up at 3:30 is to go to the bathroom. And go back to bed.
Welcome to the 2 o'clock hour, Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com on a Wednesday, and I apologize because Stephanie Pauly is our producer, one of the producers of the show, and normally she has everything. We have a thing we call the run sheet, when we have who we're calling and what we're doing and so on. And Stephanie, I don't even know whether you know this. I did the run sheet today, and I put the wrong date on. I put 2025 on it because how many of us in modern day actually write the date out anymore? I mean, you did it when you were in school, you did it back when people wrote checks and whatever. This may have been the first day that I have written the date down, and I was responsible for putting together the sheet. And my co-host, the lovely and talented AB, starts the show by saying January 24th, 2025, because she read it directly off the sheet, and it is indeed the year of our Lord, 2026.
Oh, yeah, he did find something out. Something, you're related to Thomas Jefferson?
Well, no, I'm not related to Thomas Jefferson, but I am related to Samuel Kercheval, who was a historian.
I'm going to tell you something about Samuel Kercheval. Him and Jefferson out smoking corn silk. Kercheval told him, Thomas, I don't know about this country. Might want to start again.
He could.
So I don't have a monitor here, so I really can't see what happens at the beginning of the show. Mm-hmm. So at what point do I pop up? When the music starts and Mr. Announcer comes on?
Yeah.
So they see all the little panic things that I do that I'm still in the process of setting up?
Yes. They see you shuffle about uncomfortably. They see you blow the dust off your headphones. They see you put in like 2 cough drops at the same time.
Oh, yeah. I don't do 2 at the same time. Okay. All right. I don't know that. I should probably. Now, these shows are archived, right? So I can go back and watch them.
Yes.
So I could live this show in real time and then go home and, when I say something to Linda like, hey, did you hear when I did this? And I don't watch it. Well, let's get in front of the TV and watch me do it again for 3 straight hours.
Yes, it's archived just like the audio podcast.
Ah, that's right.
And see, this is the thing that gets the NCAA in trouble. Excuse me.
when it goes to court here. Is there a clock or not? Greg, we talk about the clock all the time. If he began in 2019, the clock should have run out, whether he's played the 4 years or not. And that's part of the argument, because some guys go right through the clock, right? TJ Finley, we've mentioned many times on this show. 7th team coming up this year. He's playing for Incarnate Word. He's played 7 seasons at 7 different schools. Now, why hasn't his clock started? Why doesn't he have the 5-year clock? So if you're Aguilar, I mean, I get it.
He just bouncing him off the ropes. Somebody save this man. Oh, my Lord. Oh. Very nice, very nice. He hit him with everything he didn't want.
– 10 seconds remaining.
Going to be a direct snap here.
Snap back. It's Tyler. Tyler fakes the run. He throws. He's got an open man. Pass top 10. 5. End zone. It's a touchdown. Pulled in by Nestor. 3 seconds left.
Are you kidding me with the play call right there by Kevin Whiteman? Again, forget the game-winning field goal. Whiteman says, we're going to try and win this thing right now. The direct snap to Tyler sucked everybody up, and Nestor slips behind. What an unbelievable, gutsy play call, and then perfect execution by these Falcons.
Things aren't always going to be great. And sometimes, you can work really, really hard and it's still not great. You're still not successful. But, if you continue to do it, one way or another, things are going to be work out. You're going to be successful. And it may not be in the world's eyes, but, God's made us this way. He's blessed us with so many things. And I think that's one of our attributes that we need to have is we're going to continue to work. We're going to continue to work hard. And if it doesn't work out exactly how we want, just keep plugging away because God's got better plans.
This is Metro News Hotline, presented by Salango Law. Metro News Hotline is a 3-hour audio tour navigating the world of sports, news, entertainment, tech, and more from a Mountain State point of view. Hotline is a no politics zone. You can join the conversation. Text the show at 304-825-5304. 304-TALK-304. Here's the host for Metro News Hotline, Dave Weekley.
All right, welcome back to the show. It's 5:06 in West Virginia. Time to start the third and final hour of our program today, Metro News Hotline. Carly's in the house, as he always is, every Monday in the 5 o'clock hour to talk about football, but other stuff too. And, man, we got a lot of stuff to get into today. We'll take a break at 5:25 to play in or out. 5:33, we'll take a look at the AP Top 25, get more of your responses to our question of the day. Coop, I was just commenting to Carl, how he's always team coordinated. You got the Marshall cap, you got the Marshall warm-up, you got the Marshall jacket. What about the pants?
The pants are just green.
They're just green.
Yeah.
They're just green. Because last week you were in here all decked out in Sochaz stuff, South Charleston stuff.
Yeah, I try to coordinate it, and
support the teams that I played for. That's
It's so
for sure.
ironic because we pointed out you don't eat orange food, but you look good.
Well, thank you.
Hey, Coop, do you ever cross the streams? Is that like you'll be wearing like Adidas and then like a Nike shirt, or do you care about that kind of stuff?
Probably I have. I've never paid attention really. Like,
And I don't
as
have
far as
that-
brands go, I don't really pay attention.
Yeah, I don't really have to go that far. But if I'm going to wear something Viking, I'm probably going to make
Be all Viking.
Be all Viking, head to toe.
Yeah, like I won't wear a Seahawks shirt and a Reds hat or something. I won't cross my teams. But
Right.
as far as like brands to go, yeah, I don't really care about that.
But I admire that. I think that's good. Like you put the Herd shirt on today, so you're like, okay, where's my Herd hat? I think that's good. Are you drinking coffee, Carl?
Yes.
Well, that's perfect because that's our question of the day. Question of the day. Let me do a quick reset on that. Coffee prices were up year to year more than 18% in January, and over the last 5 years, coffee prices have risen 47%. There's a lot of reasons for that. We'll get into that in a bit. But here's the hotline question of the day, and it is sponsored by Salango Law. Will the rapidly rising price of coffee impact your desire to have that daily cup of joe, or 2 or 3? And how do you feel about using K-Cups? Will the rapidly rising price of coffee impact your desire to have that daily cup of coffee? And how do you feel about the use of K-Cups? You can text those in, 304-TALK 304, 304-8255-304. You can also reach me on X at Weekly, WEEKLEY, one word, 3 E's, WEEKLEY. Coop, we have a ton of response to this. I think this question kind of hits home with a lot of people.
I mean, coffee, a lot of people drink coffee, and a lot of it is, getting a little expensive.
It is getting a little expensive. Warm weather appreciator on X. Dave, I gave up alcohol and tobacco, but never coffee regardless. Herman, who's listening, he's a minister down in Mississippi and listens to our show a lot. He says, Dave, I'll find something else to sacrifice, but I must have my coffee. K-Cups are okay to give a variety of flavors, but I need a percolator of a cup of coffee every morning. Let's see. Bright, Bananas for WV. Dave, no K-Cups now. Went back to old school coffee maker. Bought some pretty good stuff at Aldi that was a bit cheaper. All right. So how much coffee do you drink a day, Carl? Are you a coffee person? Well, you obviously are.
I'll probably drink 3 or 4 cups a day. Usually I'll do all of that in the morning at work, because we have somebody will brew coffee up, and so I'll get me my share of cups today. But because I don't do it at home, like I don't really like make coffee before I go to work or anything like that. I usually just will get to work, spend some time, come upstairs and get me some coffee. I didn't work today.
Okay. President's Day.
Yeah. And so I got here, and this is my first cup of coffee.
Well, if you're watching us on the video feed, I do a Tervis every day before the show starts. Last Friday, first time in 13 years, I dropped it in the parking lot.
Ooh.
Went everywhere. The Tervis went underneath the car, and I had to dig it out before it came in and did the show. 8 o'clock that night, I was feeling it. I was feeling that.
I hear you.
I was feeling that. Hey, I wanted to ask you about something else. You went back to high school coaching for a season at South Charleston. We're in a situation right now where Riverside just lost their coach. St. Albans is looking for a new coach again. In this period where there's so much freedom for players to follow coaches from one school to another, or transfer to a school because the team is better, or maybe there's a bigger opportunity to play somewhere else, how difficult is it to get these once proud programs kick-started and get them back on track? The Riversides, the St. Albans, the South Charlestons, et cetera.
I think it's extremely difficult for the simple fact that the kids have the opportunity, to do really whatever they want. And what's going to happen if you're a coach, you lose your 2, 3, 4, 5 best players to somewhere else, and you have a losing season, a follow-up losing season, because even if you're getting some good players in from the middle school, they're still young. They haven't been through necessarily. Have they been into a good weight room opportunity? They just don't know the system yet, and it's just too hard to just come in and just rebuild a program in a year or two because your best players are not going to be there.
One of the things I always see that strikes me about this situation is, there are no roster caps, right, in high school football. So you see one of these programs that has a tendency to be down for the reasons I just expressed, and you look on one side of the sideline, they may have like 25, 30 guys, and the other sideline is absolutely full. So, I mean, there's an injury concern here too. And to me, I'll just be open and honest with how I feel about it. This is not hard to look at and see that it's wrong. I don't care what position that you have in the city, in the state, in wherever, you looking at football, and when you walk into it and you see a sideline of 23, 24 players and a sideline of 50, 60 players, that's not a coach's issue. That is the system that you have created and that you think is okay. It just doesn't make sense. And if you ever want to get back to competitive high school football, sports as a whole, play where you live. In that dynamic, you can be the best player. You can't go anywhere. You just, you got to play. I mean, I would make the case, Robert Alexander, who could have probably went anywhere if this system was there. I don't see him leaving South Charleston. I just don't see it. Because it's what he knew, and it's what he dreamed of. Anybody who wants to be a football player, basketball player, baseball player, and you in a community back in the day, you couldn't wait to play for that high school. Like you just could not wait. Now, there's not even a reason to look forward to going to the high school other than, can I get some money to go somewhere else? One of the solutions I heard from somebody recently was that what it's going to take for some of these schools that have been down for a while, and once you're down, it's very difficult to get back up, is for a core of players, a core of students that find some success in middle school or junior high school to stay together.
Yes.
That they want to stay together in where they're going to school.
Right. I 100% agree with that, because you've got to have that feeder school coming in and bringing you some good players who are willing to stay. And if you don't get that, there's just no chance. You have no chance to find success. And you can fire coaches all you want. You're not giving them the benefit of the doubt, because you're not giving them a chance to have a team, a solid team that they can coach for 3 years, 4 years. That's just not happening anymore.
We're getting some pretty interesting comments. Let's see. Bill in Nitro says, "Hey, Dave, regarding Carl's outfit today, I have a WVU/Marshall baseball cap combination that I wear occasionally."
Well, that's good. He's supporting both universities.
Here's another person also. Dave, you were just talking about what a Tervis was, and I had to look it up. So I thought that's pretty good as well. Did you watch any of the NBA All-Star game? Did you try to watch it?
I don't really appreciate all-star games. I appreciate the idea of being an all-star, people getting to become an all-star, to be selected. But in our professional level all-star games, there's nothing really there to watch.
I'll tell you what's sad is they're talking about how to fix the NBA All-Star Game, and they're talking about how, what we need? We need a pool of like $50 million so these guys can really go out there and there'll be something to play for. And I'm like, I don't know, man. How about just playing for pride and trying to sell your sport?
How
about that?
Yeah, I mean, I know the Pro Bowl was, I think it was like $10,000, $5,000 to the winner, to the loser. but you didn't play hard until the end because you didn't want to lose, you know. But I don't know what it is now, but the game has really gone south. I just think you pick an all-star team, forget the game. Don't even do the game.
Don't even do the game.
game.
Well, I'll tell you what I did like. It's odd because NBC had the All-Star game this year. It's back on NBC. And they had the Olympics going at the same time. So I didn't know what I was going to be doing on Saturday. So I taped the three-point shootout in the slam dunk competition so I could watch it without the commercials, which is wonderful, by the way. It's almost impossible to mess up the three-point shooting contest.
Right.
It's almost impossible to mess that up.
Right.
It was excellent. It's just amazing the skills that these guys have shooting a ball. It's just fantastic. I love that part. But, man, it's almost time to just retire the dunk contest. We've seen it.
We've
seen it.
You can't do,
you know.
I mean, unless you're going to try to do one and dunk it with your feet or something. You know, that's about the best you got from here on.
To me, human physicality only gets so much, right? And I think we're about peak there now, unless we start onboarding drugs or cybernetics or something along those lines, right? And so all they can do is props, right? Like different props and different things. They don't even do that anymore.
No,
now,
there
right?
were no cars.
Right.
Nobody jumped over a car.
That's when I stopped watching. Is when they started doing like the cars and like all the weird stuff. That's when I started, and then I heard that they don't even do that now.
You know what I don't? Here's the thing. I want you to make that dunk on your first attempt. I don't want to see you like.
I want to see you dribble.
There you go. There was another guy in this weekend's dunk contest who didn't dribble.
Yeah, man.
I'm like, no,
you got to dribble.
No, you got to dribble.
It has to have some facsimile of the game that were.
You got to dribble the ball.
With that, Coop.
Yeah, and when you get to you've got the guy who like flips the ball off the backboard, and then because it's not quite right, he grabs it, and you have all the commentators saying, "Well, that's not an attempt." It's like, well, maybe I'm not going to be a viewer. Okay, I want to see you just dunk the ball.
Man, Spud Webb was 5'4", and he got up there and dunked on these guys, and I think he had one false run or something like that, if I remember correctly. But I mean, these guys just dunk the ball or not.
Hey, Dame Lillard won the 3-point shooting contest. He's been out the whole year. And he was
third time too, right?
Some dudes can just shoot.
Yeah,
okay, and it was a pleasure to watch him shoot. But the dunk contest was a mess.
Yeah.
It was a mess this year. And I usually apologize for it, but not this year. Let's take a break, and we'll play in or out when we come back.
You can call us at 800-765-8255. Text us at 304-825-5304. Or tweet at WEEKLEY. This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
I have had a complicated relationship with food. My job was to talk to heart failure patients about diet and exercise. I felt like, why would you listen to me? Because I was not following a diet that was healthy for me. I needed help. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 175 pounds. I feel like I'm free. They hold the skill, they hold the tools, and they're waiting for you to come say that you need the help.
Trojan Landing Marine is now Charleston's newest power sports dealership.
We now feature a full line of sleek Suzuki street bikes and four-wheelers. We're now offering the innovative riding experience of Benda motorcycles. The next step in motorcycle evolution with all-electric Zero high-performance bikes. We've now got Segway vehicles starting as low as $10,000. Come in and check out our great selection of high-quality Benelli and Royal Enfield bikes. Visit Trojan Landing in Charleston, now your water, road, and dirt dealership.
For your daily fix of sports in West Virginia, there's only one stop. Sportsline on Metro News Television. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com. Join Kyle Wiggs, Coach Hunter, and Brad Howe weeknights for Sportsline on Metro News Television.
When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. Panhandle Cleaning
right with a new ride from Dan Cava GMC. Come explore our 2026 GMC Acadias. Spacious, smooth, and made for everyday life. It's truly a fan favorite. Drive into winter with a new 2026 GMC Sierra, now up to $12,000 off, or lease as low as $499 a month. So upgrade your ride this year with us at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop Thorough.
On the next State of Minds.
My dad always said, don't let any one individual control your destiny, what you do, what your value is. And I wasn't about to let Paterno do that to me. I mean, it was just a phenomenal time, my first game, and to be accepted as a Mountaineer.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
All right, welcome back to the show. All right, time to play in or out. Man, I got some good categories for Carl today. Watch out, Carl. Watch out. Every day at this time, we focus on the stuff you talk about at the office. We call it in or out. The setup is simple. 3 categories: food or beverage, gut reaction. Finally, this one's about a celebrity, the topics of which change daily. Let's get started with food or beverage. Coop, did you know it's National Almond Day?
Almonds? I just had a bite.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
All right, California produces 80% of the world's supply of almonds. Chocolate manufacturers use 40% of the world's almonds and 20% of the world's peanuts. Almonds and, almonds is one of only 2 nuts mentioned in the Bible. It's believed to be one of the oldest cultivated items on the planet. Almonds, in or out?
Man, I go down to the peanut shop once every couple weeks and buy me some almonds for work snacks. So, yeah, I got to be in.
You got to be in. All right. Almonds, by the way, Carl, an ounce of almonds contains 160 calories and only 1 gram of saturated fat and no cholesterol. Almonds, in or out?
I am in. I love nuts.
I'm stunned. I'm stunned that you're in on that. Coop, who was it was in here that was like trashing Almond Joy? Was that Matt Guitar Murphy?
I don't remember, man. I like some Almond Joy, though.
I do too. That's my jam.
That little almond, man, that's the money shot. I love that thing. That thing is good.
I think it's really good too. I'm going to be in all the way in on almonds. All right, gut reaction is next. Oh, Sony Pictures, they're developing a new Charlie's Angels movie. And this one is going to have Drew Barrymore returning as a producer, of course, the 1970s TV series. The last couple of times this really hasn't worked out. They tried to do a version in 2019. Elizabeth Banks had one with Kristen Stewart. Remember that?
No.
I don't either.
Nobody else did. Only $73 million made on that. And they also had a 2011 TV revival that only lasted 7 episodes.
Don't remember that either.
Another Charlie's Angels movie, in or out?
Just a weird thought. You could take 3 attractive ladies and come up with any plot that involves crime fighting and probably have a fairly successful franchise. Why keep resurrecting this thing that literally nobody's heard of now? Like, nobody they want to go see this movie has ever heard of Charlie's Angels. What's the point in doing it? Just 3 attractive ladies that solves crimes. Call it something different. Yeah, I'm out on this. Get a new idea.
Carl, the idea that Sony Pictures is developing a new Charlie's Angels movie, in or out?
I have to go along with Coop. I mean, it was great at the time. I watched it I don't know if there was a man who did not watch it, but you're not going to just come back and just do the same thing and expect me to watch it and think that it's going to be the same. I have to be out.
Going to be out. All right, I'm going to push back a little bit. I think this is a franchise that has some value. Just because there was one bad movie doesn't necessarily mean the next movie will be bad.
They've all been bad other than the first one.
Yeah.
It's not just one bad movie.
I agree.
They're all bad.
I agree, but it's still a brand. I'm going to be slightly in on that. All right, finally, this one's about a celebrity. Oh, Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill released today, not traded, released by the Miami Dolphins. Tyreek Hill dislocated a knee and tore his ACL. Remember last year when that happened? That was in week 4. He missed the rest of the season. He turns 32 in March. He's a free agent for the first time in a decade. Tyreek Hill, in or out?
Can he even be a celebrity without speed? Because, I'm wondering what – remember he was going to race like the fastest man in the world.
I know.
And get dusted, by the way, if he did.
know.
But I'm not out on Tyreek. I'll be in on him, but I don't have great expectations for him.
All right. Well, I want to ask Carl about Tyreek Hill because Carl hates all wide receivers.
Sure. Tyreek's slow now, though.
I don't really hate all wide receivers. They're not.
You root for Godzilla in the movies, Carl. Tyreek Hill, in or out?
I'm gonna be in because again I like to see him have an opportunity to really play and see how well he can still play.
Man, can we all agree that Tyreek Hill is crazy?
Yes.
Okay. But he's also crazy fast when he's right. Is he the kind of thing that if he ended up back on the Chiefs, people would be like, oh no. Tyreek Hill is crazy, but he is also crazy fast. I got to be slightly in on Tyreek Hill, right?
It's hard not to.
Yeah. A lot of stuff went down in Miami with him. Did he learn his lesson? Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not. But he's still really, really, really fast. I'm going to be in on Tyreek Hill. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back with more. Here comes some local news because that's kind of what we do here. This is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
West Virginia Metro News, I'm Morgan Pemberton. The olive branch is out.
State Board of Education President Paul Hardesty says he's spoken to Governor Patrick Morrisey, House Speaker Roger Hanshaw, and Senate President Randy Smith in recent days. He says he hopes what follows are meetings on how to fix a broken education system.
We have to start working together, guys, because if we don't, it's going to get to a point to where it's broken so bad it can't be fixed.
Hardesty saying on Metro News Talkline Monday he's offering an olive branch to the governor after some back and forth in recent weeks. He says Morrisey was most gracious in a text conversation in recent days. Hardesty says there are 3 areas that must be discussed: the school aid funding formula, the overregulation of the school system, and the 55-county delivery model. I'm Jeff Jenkins, WV, MetroNews.com.
Tonight, crews will begin working on a significant State Division of Highways project to replace 3 bridges at the Interstate 64 Montrose Drive exit. Partial lane closures are expected to begin at 9 p.m., while crews work to put a protective screening under the Montrose Drive bridge over I-64. South Charleston Mayor Frank Mullins says it seems like people are prepared.
Communication's been pretty good. Of course, I've had signs out for a while. That's the key to these things. The key is to get the word out early enough so people cannot be surprised and go ahead and, in their mind, make alternative route plans and things like that.
The project also includes replacing the 1st and 2nd Avenue bridges in South Charleston. You're listening to Metro News. For 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.
Come on, Liam, let's go. Get open. Come on, go for it. Wake up. Wake up, Liam. Oh, come on, use your head. Gotta want it. Dominate.
There he goes again. Liam's dad yelling from the stands, trying to relive his glory days.
I know. We're just trying to have fun out here and play with our friends. Like, it's not that deep.
He seriously needs to get a grip.
Does he really think he's helping Liam play better?
I feel bad for Liam. I know he's embarrassed his dad ruins every game like this. I mean, I would be too.
Someone needs to tell him this isn't about him.
Yeah, stop trying to coach from the stands and just cheer.
That's what Liam wants.
That's what we all want.
Be your student's biggest fan, not their biggest critic. This message presented by the WVSSAC and the West Virginia Athletic Directors Association.
The Senate Finance Committee passing a 10% income tax cut bill this afternoon, which could cut $250 million. The bill is also combined with a vape tax policy, which could raise roughly $22 million. An Amigo County man is free on bond following a shooting on Sunday in Del Barton. 68-year-old Keith McCoy has been charged with malicious wounding and being a prohibited person with a firearm. McCoy allegedly shot 33-year-old Keith Keisner at a residence on Daystar Road. Trooper said Keisner was in the hospital in stable condition. From the Metro News Anchor Desk, I'm Morgan Pemberton.
The Library of Congress invites you to visit the revamped Veterans History Project website, where firsthand accounts shared by U.S. military veterans are accessible to the public. Performing a search of the collection is easy. First, go to loc.gov/vets. Click Explore the Collections. Scroll down to Search the VHP Collections and click. Make sure you're searching this collection, and with simple keywords, you can find what you're looking for. Visit loc.gov/vets today.
All right, welcome back to the show. 26 minutes to the hour. You know, we really haven't talked too much about WVU basketball today. I'm sure they'll do a lot of that on Sportsline tonight. Coop, what happened this weekend is really like clearing a path for WVU basketball to put the pedal to the metal here. First of all, West Virginia comes back on the road from being 14 points down in the second half against UCF and picks up a good win. Then you've got the other things that are happening around the Big 12. You've got the Jerome Tang thing that I want to ask Carl about here in a second. So West Virginia has to go to K-State when their program is essentially a grease fire, and they're going to have like an interim coach play out the string at the end of the year. Then one of the biggest remaining home games for WVU is going to be against BYU, and you had the situation where Richie Saunders blew his knee out in overtime in the game this weekend that they won. There's a chance that WVU is not going to be an underdog in another game until they get to the Big 12 tournament in Kansas City. So if they do the things they're supposed to do, they're absolutely in the conversation to go to the NCAA tournament. In fact, in Lenardi's bracketology today, he's got WVU, there's the first four out, and then there's the next four out. He's got West Virginia like eighth from the bottom. They win these games, they do what they're supposed to do, they'll be right in that conversation. So I thought that was pretty interesting. One other basketball note. Coop, I don't know if you knew this or not. Did you know that I used to host the Billy Donovan show when he was a Marshal?
Yeah,
Did you know that?
Yeah, I knew that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Billy Donovan's dad, Bill, when he got the Marshal job before he went to Florida and won national titles with the Gators, his dad used to be in town all the time. In fact, this is the first time I think I've ever seen this before or since, that Billy Donovan's dad used to sit on the bench during a game. He'd be at the end of the bench. He'd be sitting down there at the end of the bench. Super nice guy, and was heavily involved in Billy's life. And if you know Billy Donovan, he's a really good person. Well, Bill Donovan, his dad died over the weekend at the age of 85. And Billy Donovan's dad had a pretty good basketball background. He played at Boston College, was a great was a great scorer at BC, and he was married for 63 years. And he did a good job with Billy, no doubt about that. But Billy Donovan's dad, has died at the age of 65. Let me do a quick reset on our question of the day, because we have a ton of response to this. Coop, next time in a bind, let's do another question about coffee.
Nice.
Gonna have to figure this one out. Coffee prices year to year were up 18%, more than 18% in January. Over the last 5 years, coffee prices have risen 47%. Here's the question of the day. It's sponsored by Salango Law. Will the rapidly rising price of coffee impact your desire to have a daily cup, or two or three? And how do you feel about using K-Cups? Will the rapidly rising price of coffee impact your desire to have a daily cup of coffee? And how do you feel about using K-Cups? To respond, text those in, and a lot of you have. In fact, so many of you have that some of this stuff is going to go into the follow-up file. So if you're thinking, hey, I'm not going to send anything in because there's not going to be enough time to read it. Send it on in because this topic will live again later in the week. You can reach me on X at weekly, WEEKLEY, one word, 3 E's, WEEKLEY. This is a pretty interesting text. 304-203. Hey, Dave, even though the price of coffee is going up, I will still have to have at least 1 cup a day. And in my mind, the K-Cup is my go-to because there is very little waste. What do you think about that, Carl? You're a K-Cup guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have to agree.
I agree, too.
I
agree, too. When you buy one of those Keurig machines and they give you, like, the little do-it-yourself deal.
Yep.
Coop, did you do that for, like, a week? And then just do you know where your do-it-yourself Keurig K-Cup thing is?
No, I never did that. I try to avoid the Keurig when I can. The thing is it's not. I forget what the mixture of types of coffee it is in the K-Cups. It's not just regular brew. I think it's like freeze-dried, regular.
I think you're right.
There's like a combination of things in there. So it's not just regular coffee. So when you put regular drip coffee in one of those things and expect it to make any kind of cup of coffee, you're not going to get anything out of it that tastes good. You're fooling yourself if you think it is. I
fooled myself for about a week.
I just fooled myself.
Do you like it? Do you like it?
Yeah, I can do it.
See, it shows you what I know. You bring your own.
I just made it.
No. What Dave's talking about is when you have your own grounds and you put it in the the ones that are formulated for K-Cups. Those taste okay. Those are okay tasting, I think, if you find a brand that you like. I mean, when you're trying to take your grounds and shove them into one of those things because you think you're going to save money doing it.
Yeah, you do it yourself.
Yeah, they just never taste right. And
they were always so difficult to clean.
Dirty, just so dirty. Like they never got clean. We had a whole bunch of people here that would try to do it, and like the break room would just be overrun with coffee grounds with people trying to put things in there.
Yeah, terrible. I did want to run down the top 25 for college basketball because this is a pretty good nugget. So Michigan is the new number 1, and the top 5 is Michigan, Houston, Duke, Arizona, and UConn. So that's your top 5. Michigan is number 1 in college basketball for the first time since John Beilein was there. The last time Michigan was number 1 was 2013. He had left West Virginia for the Wolverines at that point. So Michigan got 60 of 61 first-place votes. So it's Michigan, Houston, Duke, Arizona, and UConn in the top 5. Second 5, Iowa State, Purdue, Kansas, Nebraska, and Illinois. The team on the move in the top 10 is Purdue, up 6 spots this week. 11 through 15, Illinois, Gonzaga, Florida, Texas Tech, UVA, and Michigan State. Michigan State drops 5 spots. North Carolina drops 5 spots as well. 16 through 20, it's the Heels, St. John's, St. Louis, Vanderbilt, Arkansas. Your final 5 this week. Louisville, Miami of Ohio at 25-0, only moves up 1 spot. BYU, Wisconsin, and Alabama. Clemson and UK dropped out of the rankings. And amongst the games tonight that really bears watching is Houston and Iowa State at 9 o'clock. That game is going to be on ESPN. If Houston wins that game, do you bring them up to the number 1 seed line in bracketology? Something tells me that either before the game, at halftime, or after the game on ESPN, Joe Lunardi will be talking about that. But Houston currently is not a number 1 seed in his latest bracketology, but I think they would be if they beat Iowa, who's also in the top 10. That's tonight. All right, I wanted to ask you, Carl, I sent you a little note about the Jerome Tang thing, where Jerome Tang, when he got to K-State, if you remember when he started his career there, he had that unbelievable run of consecutive wins in overtime games. Then he took them all the way to the Elite Eight, and they ended up losing to the Dusty May FAU team that went to the Final Four. They spent a lot of money. They spent a lot of money on teams, but it really hasn't worked out the last couple of years. So after they lost to Cincinnati by 30 at home last week, one of the worst home losses ever by K-State, he said a whole bunch of stuff about his team, that most of them were not going to be back. They needed to have a practice the next day at 6 a.m. Then when they played Houston in the next game and actually played pretty well, he took the names off the backs of the uniforms and he did all these things, and then last night he got fired. And not only did he get fired, He was fired with cause. So Gene Taylor, the athletic director, who extended the guy twice, is trying to find a way to wriggle off the hook of the $18.7 million buyout that Tang is owed by K-State. You've been around the block and back. What did you think of that story when you read it?
I think probably for the first time, a head coach actually said what he believed and what he saw in his team. And I think it was hard for the public to hear. It was hard for the fan base to hear. And it was a great thing for media to jump into and say, okay, well, wait a minute. Did he say all this about his team? Like what's going on here? I just think he put himself in a position that makes him vulnerable to management because they don't know how to take that. I'm thinking he's trying to instill something in a team and get them to understand the importance of how you play, when you got to play all the time, all those kinds of things. And I think the upper management of that can't handle that. It's just not something that the public can hear and be okay with it, because it's like it just seems, quote, cruel and disrespectful to these athletes
who are being paid.
Who are being paid.
All right, I have a couple of things on this. Number one, if this is the case, why are we even having press conferences?
True.
Okay. Why are we even having press conferences if coaches can't express the way they really feel?
Exactly.
Okay. Secondarily, do we suddenly have amnesia about this? Do you remember what Bob Huggins' press conferences were like after WVU games where the Mountaineers lost? The claims that the players didn't put in the work and they didn't want to go to the gym and blah, blah, blah. This was going every time West Virginia would lose a game. Not to the extent that Tang went. I mean, he went nuclear in this instance after they lost to Cincinnati. But, I mean, it's not like don't you think that coaches ought to have the right to talk about how disappointed they are with the team's performance? I know I do.
And don't you think that they are the ones who see practice and know how a team practiced? Did they get prepared for this game? Were they mentally and physically prepared for this game? He's going to say no. And the way he's going to say that no, and he's going to justify why they didn't, and people don't understand. Athletes do take a day off. They don't mind taking a day off from practice, not feeling well. I'm not going to go hard today, and when you do that, you've lost that day.
My thing about Kansas State is there's so many things to unpeel here. First of all, I don't really have a problem with them firing a coach that they feel is not doing the job. Okay, that's their right. They're paying the guy millions of dollars. Plus, if you're the first school in the water, you can maybe make some moves. There may be candidates that you want to get with first. Right. You can probably do that. But the idea that suddenly this contract that you signed with this coach is now invalid because he said something about his team that was probably true to try to save $19 million, that's not going to fly, man. That is not going to fly. Now, will he be able to lower this buyout by a few $1 million? That's fine.
Probably.
But if Carl, say for example, Jerome Tang gets fired, he just got fired, and K-State wanted to make you the coach. We want to hire you, Carl, and we're going to give you, whatever, $10 million a year to come in and to coach this team. And here are the stipulations of the buyout. How can you trust them? How can you trust them?
You can't. You can't.
And what does this also say about Kansas State? It just basically screams that they can't pay their bills.
Yeah, and to that, you are already on the hook for that. Like you're already on the hook for that. Why would you even do this to yourself and try to act like you don't want to pay him now because of all of this? This is so drastic that we shouldn't. We don't deserve to pay him. He's not deserving of that money that we owe him and promised him.
I was watching the athletic director press conference last night. It was live, and I was like, this guy's he's dead man walking, okay? This is, as I mix my metaphors, this is like a Hail Mary pass. You brought this guy in, it didn't work out. You owe him the money, just pay him.
Do you think that he's trying not to pay him to save face?
No doubt.
And his job. To keep his job.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. That's because at the end of the day, that's where we are in this situation. It's if the coach goes, you got to go.
Well, the other thing is now also K-State's going to have to pay this guy, right? They're going to have to probably pay him somewhere in the neighborhood of $19 million. Then you got to go out and hire another guy, right, to bring him into the Big 12, which is arguably the first or the second toughest league in the country, maybe second best league in the country this year. Then you got to buy your roster, okay? Your roster to compete is going to be probably $10 million or more. So it's just starting to add up. It's just starting to add up. Just the hypocrisy of the situation just was too much. I've gone way over in this segment, time-wise. I apologize, Coop. Let's take a quick break. We're back with more in just a minute.
Hi, I'm Alex Cook, and I'm a project manager with CEC. When people ask why I work at CEC, I tell them it's because we turn visions into reality right here in West Virginia. I point out the roads, parks, and bridges we've developed and the streams we've restored. Then I mention the team, engineers, surveyors, scientists, all working together and the supportive culture we share. At CEC, we engineer progress in the great state of West Virginia.
Find out what CEC can do for you. Visit cecinc.com.
This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News.
Trojan Landing Marine is now Charleston's newest power sports dealership.
We now feature a full line of sleek Suzuki street bikes and four-wheelers. We're now offering the innovative riding experience of Benda motorcycles. The next step in motorcycle evolution with all-electric Zero high-performance bikes. We've now got Segway vehicles starting as low as $10,000. Come in and check out our great selection of high-quality Benelli and Royal Enfield bikes. Visit Trojan Landing in Charleston, now your water, road, and dirt dealership.
New year, new trucks. Start your year off with a new truck from Dan Cava Toyota World. Now lease a 2025 Tacoma for as low as $299 a month. Save over $7,500 off on select Tundras or get 2.99% for 72 months. It's your last chance to get a gas model 2025 RAV4. Don't miss out. Come experience cars you can count on year after year. Dan Cava, Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
5, 3, 1.
All the sports West Virginia is talking about.
Nikki Izzo-Brown, coach of the nationally ranked WVU women's soccer team.
I think they're just having a very good understanding of each other.
Join Kyle Wiggs, Brett Howe, and Coach Hunter weeknights for Sportsline on Metro News Television. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
I've had a complicated relationship with food. My job was to talk to heart failure patients about diet and exercise. I felt like, why would you listen to me? Because I was not following a diet that was healthy for me. I needed help. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 175 pounds. I feel like I'm free. They hold the skill, they hold the tools, and they're waiting for you to come say that you need the help.
If it matters in West Virginia, it's being talked about here. Talkline on Metro News Television. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com. Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows Monday through Friday for Talkline on Metro News Television.
Stike Wealth Enhancement Group is now Wealth Enhancement. And we craft detailed financial plans for people like you because you're building your retirement your way. You deserve advice that's built to handle what your life brings. To meet with your Stike team advisor, call us at 304-443-4240 or email stike-info@wealthenhancement.com.
All right. Carl, I apologize for using all your time up on my rant about Jerome Tang. I promise you'll get your full time next week. By the way, we got a bunch of responses to our question of the day about coffee and the topic of reusable K-Cups. Coop, get a load of this. 304-444. Dave, I use the reusable K-Cups, and I refill them myself. So there's somebody out there that still does that. That's good.
And by the way, I did a little research, and the K-Cups anymore usually just have finely ground coffee with some nitrate injected into them to preserve the freshness. There's no more instant coffee in them, so it is just finely ground coffie.
All right.
I still don't think it makes like it tastes that great, but I could be wrong. Maybe I'm just a snob. I'm not a snob. I like cheap coffee. Like, I don't care. I'll buy the cheapest coffee.
But still, when you break down the K-Cups, how much they cost per cup?
Yeah, it's a lot.
It hurts.
Yeah. Although I just did some back of the napkin math, and at an average price of like 55 cents an ounce for ground coffee that you can get at the grocery store or whatever right now, that cup of coffee at home has gone up to about 40 cents a cup.
We have not had a single person today say this problem makes me want to stop drinking coffee.
It's a drug, man.
Yeah.
It's a drug.
Not a single person has said, I've had enough.
Yeah.
Not a single person. 304-550. Dave, K-Cups, too much money for my intake. And I still have my old big pot machine, and I still drink a pot of coffee every single day.
Ooh.
Oh. Sounds like a lot, doesn't it?
That does sound like a lot.
Well, you know what? That's the one thing about K-Cups that I think it has really decreased our intake, right? Because, Coop, we're in the radio business, man. You remember the day where you do a shift and you drink like an entire pot of coffee yourself?
That's why it's so expensive for me, though. I mean, I've tried to cut back, and I have done a pretty good job in the last year or so where I don't have quite as much during the middle of the afternoon, but I still will make 4 or 5 cups of coffee at work.
Jeff Jenkins doesn't drink coffee, does he?
No,
How does he even do that?
You know, we have a weird newsroom where I think Chris Lawrence is the only coffee drinker in the newsroom. Seems like the type of job you'd have some coffee.
More for you and me.
No, yeah.
More for you. Hey, Carl, thanks for coming in.
All right.
Are you taping a show right after us?
Yes, sir.
All right, there you go. Let's Talk with Carl Lee. You'll find it on the WCHS network and airing also on our flagship 580 WCHS. Also, we got high school basketball tonight on 580, South Charleston and St. Albans tonight. Let's take a break. We're back to wrap it up for the day in a minute.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
Stike Wealth Enhancement Group is now Wealth Enhancement. And we craft detailed financial plans for people like you because you're building your retirement your way. You deserve advice that's built to handle what your life brings. To meet with your Stike team advisor, call us at 304-443-4240 or email stike-info@wealthenhancement.com.
Start your new year off right with a new ride from Dan Cava GMC. Come explore our 2026 GMC Acadias. Spacious, smooth, and made for everyday life. It's truly a fan favorite. Drive into winter with a new 2026 GMC Sierra, now up to $12,000 off, or lease as low as $499 a month. So upgrade your ride this year with us at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop Thora.
On the next State of Minds.
My dad always said, don't let any one individual control your destiny, what you do, what your value is. And I wasn't about to let Paterno do that to me. mean, it was just a phenomenal time, my first game, and to be accepted as a Mountaineer.
I have had a complicated relationship with food. My job was to talk to heart failure patients about diet and exercise. I felt like, why would you listen to me? Because I was not following a diet that was healthy for me. I needed help. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 175 pounds. I feel like I'm free. They hold the skill, they hold the tools, and they're waiting for you to come say that you need the help.
For your daily fix of sports in West Virginia, there's only one stop. Sportsline on Metro News Television. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com. Join Kyle Wiggs, Coach Hunter, and Brett Howe weeknights for Sportsline on Metro News Television.
Trojan Landing Marine is now Charleston's newest power sports dealership.
We now feature a full line of sleek Suzuki street bikes and four-wheelers. We're now offering the innovative riding experience of Benda motorcycles. The next step in motorcycle evolution with all-electric Zero high-performance bikes. We've now got Segway vehicles starting as low as $10,000. Come in and check out our great selection of high-quality Benelli and Royal Enfield bikes. Visit Trojan Landing in Charleston, now your water, road, and dirt dealership.
All right, folks, that's going to do it for today. Thanks so much for listening. Stay tuned for the news at the top of the hour. Sportsline is on the other side. My name's Dave Weekley. I'll talk to you tomorrow, beginning at 3:06, right here on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.